gotta keep pushing on. The sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and pain. Woke up Sunday morning, got a little bad news today. They say my life ain't worth living, and time is slowly ticking away. Don't think that I'm going crazy, 'cause thoughts keep running through my head. I know I gotta be strong, gotta hold on. Sometimes I'd rather give up instead. Seem like I'm better off dead. Blackberry molasses, oh, blackberry molasses, never change. It'll never change. You gotta keep pushing on. The sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and pain. Heartache and pain. Don't tell me how to live my life after all that we've been through. Don't wanna hear about your hardships, 'cause I've been there myself a time or two. Still life goes on if you just keep holding on. So many things to survive. Once you realize there's no such place as paradise, at least in my eyes. Blackberry molasses, one of the things that never change. You gotta keep pushing on. The sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and pain. Blackberry molasses, one of the things that never
Good afternoon. I was enjoying the beat. What's good? Take that last sip before we sit down and have this conversation. What's good with everybody today? Welcome to the Wyatt Lives. Change the date. I did change the date. What's up, Mama Birch? Let me go in here and see what we got going on. I did change the date. I have Monday, July the 27th sitting here. Supposed to be updated. Let me go to the screen. Let me go to the actual screen itself and see if I can do that. Hold on. Yeah, it is messed up on the screen. I don't know why it does that. Edit. Let's go in here and do it like this. Today is Monday. July the 27th. Yeah, July the 27th. I changed it. It just didn't change in the system. So I'm going to go in and do that. You guys let me know if it changed or not. Wow. Why is it on here twice? Man, I don't know. Good afternoon to everyone. We'll get started here shortly. Please don't confuse the old people. Okay. All right. I think we got a good conversation today. I think we're going to have a good conversation today. I could be wrong. Every time I think we got something here, it end up in a different direction. Feel good. I'm at home. I'm in the studio here. And I feel more comfortable in this space here. Let me see if I can do this. Resolve. One second here, guys. This will give some people some time to get in, to be honest with you, so I'm okay. Okay. What's good with everyone today? Let's go down the line and say hello to everyone. Once again, that'll give some people some time. Mama Birch, who came in here fussing and cussing at me. Let me say hello to her first. Good afternoon, Mama Birch. I don't know if you watched this morning show, but I was thinking about you. Good afternoon, Stephen Speed. Good afternoon, Darnell Hunter. Good afternoon, Mama Birch. Good afternoon, Roz. Let's see who else we got here. Good afternoon, Preston. Good afternoon. I'm sorry, the screen is moving. Ed Bentley, what's good, Edward? Brenda Early, hello. Tanika, what's good, sis? All the way down in Orlando, Florida. Carolyn Smith, good afternoon. Roz Freeman, I think I said hello to Roz already. I'm sorry about that for the double up. Let's see here. Who else? I think that may be it. Well, I'll just talk to these 5 or 6 people right now real fast. Now, I know it's going to be more than that. There's actually more than that. Y'all know about the people that stand in the back of the room. You know the people that stand back there and act like they're not really here. They've been doing that for years. I don't understand it, but I get it. I don't get it. Linda Evans, what's good? Alethea, what's good, sis? If you watched this morning show or drive in or whatever we want to call it, I haven't named it anything. It might not even be there much longer. So I don't want to get married. I don't want to marry it. You know what I mean? I'm not a big guy when it comes to divorce. So I don't want to marry the morning show, that drive-in show. I don't want to get too much into it like that. Good afternoon, Angela Kinney, AK-47. A count of 17 people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying also. My count is a little bit different because I have my chart, Mama Birch. Lamont, what's good? My count shows collective of all the platforms. You know what I mean? It shows all of the different platforms. Hosh Gray, what's good, sis? What's good, Vaisha? I get that. Boy, I be wanting to say something so different all the time, Vaisha. I'm sorry. Bless your heart. You're such a sweet person. But I see that name and I be wanting to see. Don't ask me why, but whenever I see somebody's name start with a V, the first, I don't care what comes behind the V. Subconsciously, I always want to say Viola. I don't know what it is. I love me some Miss Viola back in the Boys and Girls Club days. But every time I see somebody's name and it's V, especially VI, oh yeah, I'm about to call you Viola. You know what I'm saying? Sabrina Calloway, what's good, Queen? Uh, Good afternoon to all my Wyatt Live listeners and all my Wyatt Live family. And that's right, Preston Smith says, shout out to all the secret admirers standing quietly in the background. It's been like that for years, Preston. I don't understand. I mean, I don't get it. But I kind of understand. I do kind of understand in a way. Because I'm not, like I'm not one of them guys that say things to massage their ears and that's not a knock on them. I get it. I would listen to me too, because most of the time I'm right about what they're wrong about. Okay. And they want to be right so bad that they'll argue until they blue in the face. And they'll argue points and have no facts or anything to back it up other than allegations and assumptions. And I'm not gonna get into them games with those folks. I'm just not gonna do it, bro. You feel me? I'm not gonna do it. It's not entertaining for me to waste my time. Now, I don't waste my time for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Alethea says, can I call in before you get started like Twin and CK? Well, I would like to say sure, but I'm about to get started. You know what I mean? So if you feel like it, that's cool. Because I think you know where I'm going today with my conversation. But before I get into the conversation of the Cool Jazz Festival, I'm gonna call it the Cool Jazz Festival. I'm gonna call it the Cool Jazz Festival with my old ass. Let me just say this. I do have a couple things I'd like to talk about before I get into what I think the long conversation will be. Okay. I don't know. I'm here in Cincinnati. Now check this out. There is a shooting in Mason, Ohio a few days ago. I don't know if y'all heard about this. Terry Coleman, good afternoon to you. I don't know if you guys heard about the shooting at the factory in the shooting in the factory of Mason, Ohio. Anybody that knock me for the mistakes that I make when I'm live on the air, you try doing it. It's easy to do this when you record it, recording it, and you can go back and, edit and take out. You'll sound like a mastermind, and you sound like you make zero errors. You sound like you pow, 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 you own it. But let's just say this. I do the best I can to not be trained. All right. I hear you, Alethea. All right, so listen. There was a family man shot in a factory in Mason, Ohio the other day, a few days ago. Someone walked into the factory and shot this man 20-something times. 23, I think it was. 22 or 23 times, shot him dead. Come to find out today, prosecutors put out something saying that this man that walked in there and did this shooting of this guy, he had only been working there a week. I don't know what make people go off. I mean, I've been around people quite a bit in my life, but I don't know where I could go work and it's so stressful or something's so detrimental going on that job that I've been there a week and I feel like I got to shoot somebody 23 times. What was that? What was that about? Do you think that was work related? Do you think something? Sorry, the air conditioning is killing me in this joint today, guys. It's so muggy outside, bro. This is what I don't like about the Midwest. It's the moisture in the air. In Florida, there's a dry heat. All right, there's not a lot of humidity. But this humidity up here in Cincinnati is crazy. It's like you step outside, and as soon as you step inside in the air conditioner, you feel all the water that's on your body. And that kills people with sinuses. So think about this. Do you think that shooting in Mason, Ohio at that factory, a brother that's been working there only a week, is so disrupted by something in that job that he comes back and shoots a man dead, to death, 22, 23 shots to the body. What was that about? What was that about? That's something I'm gonna think about. I might talk about that later on the show. Maybe not today. Maybe on another show. Let me get a little bit more information. My wife and I was listening to it, and the other day, and I was like, "What makes a man go to work and shoot somebody 23 times?" And I hadn't even known he had only been there for a week, like a week, literally a week. Well, I told my wife, I said, "There's only one thing that a man, would come back like." You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you? There's only a couple things I can think of. Mama Birch said mental illness. I don't know if mental illness is it. I'll be honest, I don't know. I'm just saying. But that would be one of my top three. Definitely. There's no doubt that there's some mental illness there. Not a normal person would do that. I don't care what kind of distress, how much stress they're under or direct. I don't know. I just don't see a regular person who's used to dealing with everyday regular stuff out here, shooting someone, going to a workplace and shooting someone 23 times. I think first thing come to my mind, fellas, is maybe he was messing with my man's wife or something. See, that'll get you. Or he found out that this dude did something to somebody in his family. You see what I'm saying? Maybe the dude was messing with his daughter, or underage kid. These are the only things I can think of. I still just to put myself on the line and just walk in and shoot 22, 23 times. That's 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 very extreme. Okay. I don't know if I could even do that, finding out the worst thing. If you murdered my mama, I still got to think about how I'm going to get you back. And it certainly wouldn't be going into a public place and getting caught on the expressway with the murder weapon, still hot from all them shots. Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the arrest on television? Did you see the arrest on the news? I did. It's a wonder he didn't get shot. He had the weapon on him when he got out of the car. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I am so sorry, ma'am. On YouTube, Ayat. Let's break this one down. It's a YouTube comment because I liked it. She said, "I like the comment." She said, "Or got him fired. There ain't a job on this planet I'd go shoot somebody 20. He was there a week. He ain't done enough shit to get fired. You know what I'm saying? Unless they just argued and they chose the person that's been there a week to let go. Maybe the other guy's been there for a while. But I just don't know how much shit can you get into in a week at a job to get fired for. You ain't even getting, maybe you got rolled up one time, but in a week, how the hell you get fired in a week? Shit, you can come in late every day and not get fired in a week. Wow. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm sure we'll get more information. I'm not going to comment on why the man did what he did. It was just a lot of there was a lot there for me. There's a lot to think about on that situation. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Remember last week we did a show? Man, my sinuses are killing me. We did a show last week, and it was off of a post that I put on my page. I told y'all I'm a few frames ahead of a few people. And I said, must we wear these bonnets everywhere? And what I was going to do, is I was going to take a picture. I was going to post a picture. But I said to myself, no, I don't want to do that to that sister and her daughter. I don't want to do that. Mama raising a duplicate of herself. I mean, this lady had on this bonnet, and I mean, the bonnet had more material on it than the clothes they were wearing, if you understand what I'm saying to you guys. And the daughter, I mean, the mother and the daughter were dressed damn near identical. Same type of outfits, but different colors. You understand what I'm saying? Both of them had on bonnets. Both of them looked a hot mess. Both of them looked like they had no business being out in public. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you can imagine what I'm saying. The shorts were not really shorts, they were like underwear. The tops were not really tops, they were like bras. The bras that they wear, something of that nature. And then they had the big ass bonnets on that had more material on the bonnet itself because they were these big poofy ass bonnets. The bonnets had on more, they had more material on them than the actual clothes they were wearing. It was sad. It was absolutely sad. And I was going to take a picture and I was like, you know what? I don't want to put that on the page. I don't want to put that on the show. I'll just talk about it. People can use their imagination. Plus, I believe there's enough out there for y'all to look at and to be able to say, yeah, I know what he's saying. I know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about. Well, go figure. Let me show you something real fast before I move on. Something hot off the press from Tuskegee University, which a few of my family members graduated from. I have some I have some Tuskegee graduates in my family. Shout out to them. Tuskegee is a really good HBCU. It's a really good college. It graduates some highly intelligent folks. It put people in really good work positions. It's a really good school, highly recommended. But my question to Tuskegee and to the rest of the HBCUs, what took y'all so long? What took you so long? And it says a little bit about kids who feel like they can wear bonnets all over the place, in class, on campus. Bonnets and do-rags. We just had this conversation. Bonnets and do-rags. Now, it's so bad. Now, y'all can say what you want to say, because before, y'all thought I was on some hating shit because I was talking about these bonnets. But the truth of the matter is, hey, I don't think we was far off when we was having the conversations about how disrespectful or how it's just not, it's no class, uncouth. So now you're starting to believe. I know it took you a little bit. Y'all sometimes slow to the beat. You know what I'm saying? It took you a little while, but I bet you feel a little bit different about it now since the major universities, the HBCUs, have now stepped in to have something to say about this. Now it ain't all us elite or whatever you want to call us. It's not all of us. Now you're starting to hear it from your own kind. You're starting to hear from the people that you should be respecting a hell of a lot more than you respect me, if you respect me at all. Now they're starting to say bonnets, do-rags, you can't wear them on campus. Who got a problem with that? Who has a problem with that? Because I sure in the hell don't. But if I would have said, hey, man, they shouldn't even allow bonnets and do-rags in class. Maybe in the dorm, because that's their residence. I get it. If you're wearing one in the dorm and you walking, because look, my daughter's first year of college up at Ohio State, she was living in a dorm that had a bathroom down the hall. I get that. I could see you walking to the bathroom in your dorm with a bonnet on, shower cap, whatever. I could see that. But I can't see you wearing it to the damn lunchroom. I can't see you wearing it to the gym. I don't see you wearing it to the damn, to an outdoor event or, I'm going to wear this most of the day until the day gets started. Well, the day already then started, damn it, when you woke up and you walked outside and you start participating in activities, whether it's going to the grocery store, you know what I'm saying, going to the post office, UPS, going to pick up something that your mama and the daddy didn't sent you, something, the day already then started. So shout out to all the shout out to Tuskegee University for being one of the first ones to step up and do the right thing and tell them, no, y'all can't, your mother and your daddies didn't send you here to look like the culture that you're trying to escape. It is, we got to take this looking foolish as being cool. We gotta knock that dysfunctional shit. We gotta knock that thing that look bad. Look, let me tell y'all something. I had a problem a long time ago when I used to see guys come into a place, like I had a guy come into my place of business one time, and he said to me, "Hey, you got an application?" And the first thing I said to him was, well, I didn't say what I wanted to say. First thing I said to him was, nah. The next thing I said to myself was, even if I had a job available, you wouldn't get it, bro. I don't think you can put anything on your application that'll make me change my mind because you presented yourself in such a bad way out the gate. It's hard to start over. First impressions is the first time. That is the best impression. No, I don't have any job openings, and you don't look like one I'm going to create one for. You know, you can come into a place of business one time, have a full house, fully loaded, don't have any jobs available. And if the right person come knock on your door, if the right person, I've done this, if the right person knocks on the door and they look like, if they sell me themselves, I might just create a position for you. You look like somebody that I don't want someone else to have. You look valuable. You look valuable. And when you have a person come into a place of business and they act like the only reason why they trying to get an application is because they PO sent them, like my PO, I got to be out here for 4 hours and my probation officer said I got to start looking for a job. Okay, well, you need to go next door. And you know what? Here's the sad thing. The cool people look like that. And that type of environment is spreading over to our children, and they want to look cool. We did it. I'm not going to lie. I remember dudes back in the 90s who carried beepers and wore gold chains and wore troop outfits and wanted to look like the dope man. And they weren't. So I'm not going to sit here and judge these kids today because we went there. I seen a dude ride the Metro bus. He rode the 49 every day to work. And he wanted to look like a drug dealer so bad. And he didn't even understand, like, bro, you on the bus with us. You got on 15 gold chains around your, and y'all, when they wear the bracelets, he got them thick monster gold chains on his wrist and gold chains on. And motherfucker, you on the 49. The fuck is wrong with you? Get a car. You got a car on your neck. You want to look like a drug dealer. And now is the time to erase all that nonsense. Now is the time to put our babies, put our young men back in suits. You mean to tell me you can buy a $300 Balenciaga t-shirt, but won't buy a $150 suit? That's a cheap, you can buy a suit for $79. Ain't a good suit. But at least you look presentable. I'd rather see a $79 suit knock on my door at my office than a $300 Balenciaga shirt. I'm not going to be able to pay the person that's wearing the Balenciaga. I'm not going to pay you enough. You're not going to be here long. You're going to act a fool. I already know. A $79 suit come knock on my door and they're respectable. He hungry. He's teachable. He coming in with the respect factor. And that's the truth. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to try to do this. I'm going to do this the best I can. I'm going to go to the phone line and bring in my sister Alethea. I believe that's her number. It's a number that I recognize, and I believe it's her. So let's go to the phone lines. The only reason why I said that, crew, is because she said it in the comment, I'm coming to talk my stuff today. That's the only reason why I said it like that. All right? But believe her when she say it. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
You're cracking up. Can you hear me? Because I'm on my earpiece.
I can hear you. It's a little bit kind of, like echoey, but it's not that bad. What's on your mind, sis?
Okay. Let me come out here because I'm doing a child's here and I'm going to be respectful.
Okay.
to my client. Okay, well, I wanted to say that in your chat, when you first had this whole issue with the city of Cincinnati and the sabotage of this event.
Okay, we talking about the soul event.
Yes, we were talking about the truck soul, whatever it was called.
Okay.
I didn't follow it, and I feel like everybody who went into this boy the crap wolf situation need to publicly apologize to the people, because in your chat I kept saying you don't understand, or you people are forgetting of what's really going on, and somebody didn't cross their T's and dot all their I's. And it don't take a rocket scientist to figure all this out. Like, if you apply for a permit and you do what you need to do by a deadline, it will be approved as long as it fits their guidelines. And now you have like a grown man that's sitting here saying this has been done, this has been done, and he wrecked himself by putting up his own email. Then he tried to say the email was sent by the city, and actually, no, you sent the email out, and the food truck drivers and owners posted the email that it came from you.
What
making
email?
Up excuses that it was sabotage. But what he should have said was it was never approved. How can they sabotage something that was never approved? And then when you're saying, I'm a business owner, you're a business, anybody that's in business, if I have a parking lot and you have dealt with me for many years of dealing with downtown Cincinnati, and you know I'm an upstanding business owner, as the city, they did that owner a favor by saying, hey, if you have this event, we got wind that you're having an event, but it needs to be a permit involved. You will get several citations and could possibly lose your business. That's not sabotaging. That's letting this business know something you're not telling them. You were the promoter. You knew what you needed. You cannot calculate a public display, an event that's been posted for 2 months only. Let's put that in there. 2 months only. But because you've done this in 9 years, you should have been on your crap. You should have been on it. You should know there's a deadline. You should know for 9 years, you're telling me you don't know the policy of your own city to host your own events? Yeah, I'm just so sick and tired of our people being misled. That's why I call so much. And you be like, you're emotional. No, I'm not emotional. I'm just standing firm by what I think. Like, don't mislead these people and everybody start talking about it and grab a hold, because yeah, we are in a sensitive state of our city, but you should not mislead the people, because they're going to think that you're telling the truth and you've been lying this whole entire time. Well, you shouldn't have never been collecting money from the vendors after May 27th. Let's be real.
Okay. Well,
put in mind, you just let the people, I'm sorry to cut you off. You just let the people know 2 days before, well, I'm sorry, a week before, that it's moving to the parking lot. Put in mind, he let the people know. He went on the freaking live social media and said, oh, they won't let us host our event on the square anymore. Now we got to move to a parking lot. This was just put out, but you knew May 27th. Come on, stop being dumb for everything you hear that's posted on social media as a black and white thing. It wasn't that. It was a business thing. It's business.
Uh-oh, I think she hung up. I might be able to say something now. Alethea has to call. Okay, there she is. Okay, sis, I don't know what happened there, but you cut out on us. Are you there?
Away from.
Uh-oh. Alethea, you there? Yeah, I think she has a bad reception. Let me see if it's my phone, because you know it's probably my fault, y'all. So let me make sure that my bars are not low. I've had some phone issues. Now I got 3. Yeah, it might be. I don't think it's on my end, but I'm not fully loaded on my bars here. I don't know why, but maybe she'll call back. She's probably still talking, to be honest with you. She may not know that she's been that she hung up that the call dropped. She may not know that. Let me just see what I got going on here. I'm gonna give her. I didn't answer the phone from someone else, but I'm gonna give her a couple seconds to call back once she realizes that she may not be talking to me. I apologize. I want to give everybody a chance to talk. If you want to call and spit your opinion on this matter, feel free to do so. If you watch, it connected to my car. I know. All right, we'll call back and we'll let you finish up on what you're saying. I think we understand where you're coming from, though. If you watched me this morning in Wyatt Live Drive, AM Drive, I kind of had an opinion of what was, what I was going to. Let me go ahead and go to another call real fast before I move on. I'll go to another call. She said, my apologies. She'll call back. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, it's your boy.
Twin.
Yeah, your phone all right?
Yeah, you sound great.
I'll make sure, man. I'm on my phone to go there.
Okay.
You got to blow your phone with that hairdresser thing out. The hair dryer.
Okay.
She
said she's in her car or something
man.
like that.
It's I'm gonna hurry real quick so she can get back on. Yeah, man. He went out man. I don't know the ins and out of it, man. But from I heard from Uncle Lincoln, he got the source right there and people around him.
Okay.
And from what he was explaining, man, it was a deadline in February, Wyatt. Okay. But he tried to apply in May. They said you too late.
Okay.
So this back and forth and all that, they won't let us do that. Man, you thought you were bigger than the powers that can be. No. They said, I don't care how many years you got going on and stuff. You ain't about to wreck nothing over here. We organized this year. We trying to do something. And you put your permit issues or whatever, whether you have to certify, select to them or whatever, and back in May, and it was done. It was due in February.
Okay.
And since he thought he bigger than the problem and everything, hey, I'm a G or whatever. No, fall back, man. And then you messed up, man. You can't win with them people in anything. Join them. Why? You can't win with them people down there. And I ain't about to step on nobody's toes. If I know I can go get everything in order, my paperwork and all that, come on, let's rock this Cincinnati soul. Now you got people who probably got to throw the food away or give it away to the free store bank or something like that. Then you made it so goofy out here that you went on social media and blast some people. There's certain things you do. It's a time and place for it. But if I know I'm about to check a bag 30, 40,000, I'm shutting up.
Well,
I'll find a way and move around somewhere else.
I'm gonna be fair to the organizer and tell you that those things are really hard to make money at. All right. I don't care I don't know what the logistics, I don't know the business deal. I don't know if he gets a percentage. I don't know any of that stuff. But to say that, I mean, I don't know if what he's doing is for money for himself. I find it very difficult to say that he's in it to make that kind of money.
But why? Why? You got people, you mislead people the wrong way. If you got everything, hey, we good, y'all. It's like a promoting thing. How is we good? We ain't even got the other jacks to the cord to plug it up to the speakers, the microphone. How we good? We know we ain't got our security and stuff coming. He said he gonna be another hour or two. My security team. You gotta have everything in perspective, man. Otherwise, you go lose. You got people who counting on you. I'm probably be new to this.
All right, someone said, I think it was Brenda early. Hold on.
Say what?
No, I'm just making a comment. I think someone said that okay, here it is. I'm sorry. I had to go back and find it. Brenda Early says J. Rods was on Lincoln's show this morning and explained his side. Did you hear that? Did you hear it?
No, I went to sleep.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I think that it's important. I thought I heard his side.
There's two sides to both stories, but Lincoln around that circle, man. And Lincoln know what's going on. He around that circle with them people. And if them people say, hey, this how I win, Lincoln, I don't care what he's saying, this how I win. You didn't have your paperwork back in February. You thought you was going to pull that monkey wrench on us in May. No, it don't work like that, player. You fall in line just like the rest of them. You're not bigger than us. Get in line. That's all you get, expose them people and all that, and this is what you get.
Okay.
But he'll know what happened if they allow him to do it next year. He'll know what to do. But I just would have just shut up and found the other way to do it, man. I'd have went up the street, around the corner somewhere. Hey y'all, I'm on 4th, I'm on 7th, I'm on Liberty or something like that.
Yeah, but you still can't just do what you want to do, even taking that
man, word of mouth,
approach.
player. What you gonna do? Find me?
Yeah.
I'll take the fine.
Well, no, that's not quite how it happens. What happens is, you get a fine and get shut down. And that's the worst thing that can happen to you. You think you're gonna just do what you want to do. It would be horrible. Look, I think the city sent out its answer to the situation. I just think they did it the way that they were supposed to.
Venue license, whatever. Does that renew every year, Wyatt?
I'm sorry.
Or you need the permit? How that work, man?
I'm not quite sure in that space.
Because I remember my mama was, when every time the Bud Billing parade, only thing you need is what they call a street venue license or something like that.
A street vendor's license?
She was selling chips and nachos with the hamburgers and all that and everything. So
well, in that
I thought you just need the unless it's a certain level, like you got the dishwasher and the food and cabbage, you sell all that. I thought it was different levels to that on license and everything. I don't know how that worked, man. I thought it was.
I think that depending on what you're selling, there's different codes and there's different things for different types of businesses.
Say, why? Look, check this out. Check this. Say I'm just selling like chips and all that snowball. That's just a little petty little venue license, right? Or street license, they call it, whatever.
Okay. Any type of
that'd probably be like $20. But if I want to upgrade and the Board of Health got to come in and all that, selling the Greek food and all that, that'd probably be like $50 or something like that.
Yeah, but there's also rules and regulations on
events.
Okay. You cannot just throw a block party without some type of idea of who's coming. I said it this morning on the show. There's a huge difference between saying I'm gonna have 1,000 people come to my parking lot for an event, a scheduled event, and you have no way of really being able to show. Or what if 2,000 people show up? How do you manage that? You see what I'm saying? You probably can't manage it. So they have rules and regulations for people that do things like have an open air event versus one that may be selling tickets, where you have a controlled environment. I'm in that business. Okay, I've never thrown a block, none of this. But if you've done something, you have an idea of how things are ran.
So let me tell you, like little Larry, his birthday was in June last month. So he was about to throw a big party at different people, celebrities. But due to security reason, what's going on in Chicago, he was throwing in the big parking lot where our elementary school was. Due to security reasons and protocol, he got with the city, like, thank y'all, appreciate y'all for allowing me to do this. And he's like, no, I can't do this. You know how it is, why you got to have like insurance in case something happened at a venue or something like that, or say Paycor Stadium, something like that. Fight, you're responsible for everything.
Yeah, it's called having a bond.
Yeah. I couldn't get that out. Yeah. So that's all I gotta say. And they want people to be professional, Wyatt, at the Tuskegee University.
Mm-hmm.
You coming in class with that bonnet and man, it just killed. I don't really too much have a problem with it though. But man, you come in there smelling like Black and Mild weed and chicken grease, and you got your kid come on, dragging your kid. That's what upsets me, why? And everything. And I hate the women. I hate this for women. They got that bonnet, they be patting their head and stuff, and they ask for food across the counter. That's nasty. Man, so I don't have to each his own, but that's a professional university, any university. And you coming in class with that bonnet and all that and them eyelashes, that's a turnoff or whatever.
Well, they didn't ban the eyelashes. Look, here's the thing.
Man, them lashes be like windshield wiper blades, man. I can understand them, but some women be thick with them, man. They outrageous with them. And I'll be looking like, how do you get those on there? And everything. I mean, take some, back in the day, women used to have eyelashes and, that black magic thing, peeing, and they just bump a little bit. Now they just outrageous with it. Why they worse than looking at a cat out here with them, man? To each his own, man. That's all. But
All right,
that's
so
all I gotta say. Why?
okay, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot.
Outside. Yeah, but I hope he do better next year. He know. I mean, he know, and you know. I mean, I'm not knocking what he do, but man, sometimes you just gotta shut up. That's all. If you can't win, just shut up, man. Find
Well,
another way to how to do a handle. But you
well, look,
learn.
I don't
You
have
live
a
and you learn,
problem.
man.
I don't have a problem people discussing what may have gone wrong as long as it's if it's real. I mean, I
Yeah,
just don't believe in coming out here blame. And I'm not suggesting this is what happened. I'm just saying in my world, the way I see things, I don't believe in blaming somebody else if I drop the ball on what I got
yeah,
going on. And I'm not saying
yeah,
that he did. I'm not saying the organizers did. What I'm saying to you is I think the city came out with a response and basically said they threw the criterias out there, and that's what I got to go by. All the other
yeah,
stuff and all this, I think that if y'all really want to know the truth, people would put information out there and say, here's the correspondence that we had. Show me
yeah,
where they telling me that I'm not gonna be able to do my thing, or show me where I would be able to bring paperwork instead of just I would be able to supply things. If I'm running a business, I should have my paperwork in order. I have a paper
yeah,
trail saying, you know, here's what I'm telling y'all. They didn't tell me this wasn't gonna happen till the 11th hour, and when I found out, I told y'all. I don't know if that can happen or not, and if it can, then show me, and then I'll go hard for you. I just think that what happened. You said that the permits were supposed to be in February,
yeah.
okay, and some I guess the permit applications or something went in March or something like that. Is that what you say? Is that what you said that they
He
said?
said he put. They say he put. Unc said he put it in May, but the deadline February.
Okay. Well, then if that's the case, what we talking about?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm gonna keep it flat and dry like that. If that's what we see, I've dealt with the city of Cincinnati. I haven't, I'm not saying that I've had so much in Cincinnati that they're the easiest to deal with, nor are they the toughest. I'm not suggesting that. I just
Yeah,
know that there's certain things in place, so you just don't do what you want to do. And the people that have it the toughest are the ones that do it the way they want to do it, and they try to sometimes manipulate the rules or
yeah,
stuff like that. That's just what I've learned is when you try to shortcut stuff, things get tough. That's all I know. I don't know what happened. I do know this. I do know if I'm running I know I put on a situation in the city of Cincinnati at Music Hall, and to this day, and it may have been 5-6 years ago, to this
hmm,
day, I can pull up the emails if I have to. Do you understand? I can pull
yeah,
up the emails. I can resurface that whole situation, that whole deal. I know I might not know off the top of my head who I dealt with on that Tuesday, but I
yeah.
certainly could pull it up and I could say,
So
okay,
what?
this is
So
the
why?
correspondence
So
that I had.
so it's mandatory. It so it's mandatory from any vendor. They got to get a permit every year, though.
Well, I don't know.
However
I
that
don't.
stretches out, or
Here's
you
the
know.
thing. Here's the thing that I don't know, and I'm not in a position to fight one way or the other. Okay, I don't know the rules
So
and the.
how was yours set up, Wyatt?
What do you mean?
Then you have venue license to promote that
No,
or whatever.
I went through an existing venue space. I went through Music Hall. I've done things in
Okay, okay,
already
okay,
venues that were
okay.
already together. That the beauty of that, twin, is I let them handle permits and the things that they need. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's their responsibility. Just like if you're gonna have something in the parking lot, the
yeah.
parking lot is gonna need their own permission from the city to be able to do certain things.
Okay, okay, okay.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
understand
So
now. I
that's
understand now.
for me. That's the like I've put out here on the air. I think Jay or whoever else. I think people that look like us need to go get our own venues and do our own thing. That way, it won't be any disruption or any surprises or anything happening. We learn what we need. We get our permits. Just like my little nephew, if I want to call him, Be Lucky and them been throwing those rap battles. Okay, over in Kentucky, they've been successful, right? He gets
Hmm.
a letter in the mail or an email from the venue over there, and it's telling all the people, all the promoters, hey man, we just lost our license to be able to do these things because of something that happened before. We can't even get bonded and insured. So what we're gonna do, we just, that was our last program. You see what I'm saying? That's our last show. We can't do any more shows. We appreciate you guys' business and all that old type of stuff. See, that's what happens when you have your own place. You have the people who own the place to deal with the licensing and the the fire crew. Like you gotta have, the capacities and all that. You let them deal with that stuff. But the city's not gonna just let you do what you want to do because you found a private lot. I just don't believe that. There's still rules and regulations that the venue has to go by. If you have a certain amount of people at the venue, they make you rope it off, or what they call fence it off. All those things have to be in ordinance, and they have to fit in the ordinance. And like I said, when I haven't done anything like that in years, so I don't know what the ordinance are, but I'm sure some exist.
Oh, okay. All right, dude. Thanks for taking my call. Well,
All right.
Listening, man.
Appreciate you, twin. All right, brother.
Okay.
Thanks for engaging with us, twin. That was twin. If you were calling, call back. I thought twin was going to give me some. You got to kind of take it with a grain of salt when twins give you information, because he just said that. No, he did not say that. I take that back. Someone else, I think Brenda Early, said that Jay was on Mr. Lincoln Ware's show and he explained his side. I was under the impression that he had already gave his side. And that's what we heard last week on Thursday when he said that they were canceling him. I thought I heard what I needed to hear. That's why when I made my statement of, okay, well, I heard one side of this, I'll be able to tell you where I'm at with it once I hear the other side. And I didn't expect the city to come out with any type of a response like what we heard on a live. I just didn't think it was going to be that way, because you're dealing with professionals, whether y'all like them or not. It was a very well put together professional response to the city of why something didn't happen. And maybe to me, that would have been a very convincing, cold-blooded ass lie. That's just me. I'm just giving you I'm just saying, because I know how the paper trail works. And anything that they put in statement like that, if you show me some paperwork through email that contradicts what they saying, oh man, I'll light them up myself. Not that that might mean anything to y'all. But I'm saying to y'all, I don't think it was that way. There were some things that happened that was said that I didn't agree with. And sometimes when you say certain things a certain way, I know who you're going after. You're going after a certain person, a certain mentality to back you up, to have on your team. You're looking for allies. And I just couldn't. It was hard for me to believe certain things that were being said. I'm not saying they weren't true. I just found it to be like, wait a minute. You got all these black folks in the city of Cincinnati that are shot callers. And you trying to tell me it's very likely that 100% of those food trucks that was going on that Cincy sold, 100% of them probably were black. I'm not saying they all were. It might be 99.9%. But you just telling me that Cincinnati was okay. The leadership of Cincinnati was okay with those folks losing their money. Or I'll be honest and tell you this. How I know they were not okay with that is the fact that they took the courtesy of informing them. Hey, I know y'all think this is about to happen, but it's really not. I guess y'all haven't been told. Let me go back to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. You there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry, it had connected to my car.
Yeah, I knew it was. Okay, that's okay, sis. I don't remember where you were.
Up, so I went ahead and hung up until I got my phone together. I apologize.
That's okay.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say, like, even misinforming the vendors, you could tell the public whatever, but you're playing with businesses that invested into this not 1 day, but for 3 days. And if it was the city's fault, why would they plate them and have a situation where they placed all the trucks so they would not lose out on money? And the thing is, they were at Washington Park. They were still located downtown.
Oh, they did get a spot.
Plenty other people that offered a place for the food trucks that he denied,
But they did get
because
a
I believe it
spot.
was his pride. That's just my opinion. It's
They
not
did get a
factual, but
spot. They got
the
a spot.
people moved. They were looking for a place to go
Did they
to
get a
sell their
spot?
stuff.
Did the people with the food trucks? I heard it was 40,
They,
but
yeah, they all went to Washington Park.
oh, okay. Well, shit, great. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yep.
hope they did
Yeah.
well. I mean, I didn't want to see them take a L. I hope they all did well, and I hope the city
Which
came
I
out.
think it still is an L because he promised them a location that was at the square. They paid to be at Fountain Square, right? So the thing is, you knew that wasn't going to happen in May. So why would you wait to the last minute to alert them about the parking lot? That's what I keep saying. People keep saying, "Oh, they did this because it's black owned." Da, 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 da. No, it's not. No, it's not. He failed to alert the people. This is his business. He failed to meet deadlines. He failed to, tell the vendors, hey, this is not going on because I missed the deadline. You sent them a letter personally saying it was sabotaged. And that just wasn't the truth.
Okay, sis,
And I didn't like
can
it.
I read something real fast? Carolyn Smith,
Yes.
she wrote a paragraph, so I want to address it.
Oh,
I want to read it. Now, Carolyn, she good people, but I want to read this,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a great statement. She says, "If everything is everything, why someone from the city hit up Kevin Aldridge with an email from the city manager at the 11th hour on Friday saying she's willing to work with the 42 vendors that were a part of Cincy Soul? Where was the city planning on
Her
putting
name
these?"
is Tiffany.
Hold on.
Is who they work with 3CDC with the parks.
Okay. She said, where was the city planning on putting these vendors, and did any vendor accept the offers? Okay. I can take the first part of that. I don't know about it.
Okay.
I don't know about an email going out to anyone. Kevin Aldridge, I don't know anything about
Yeah.
that, but it doesn't sound shady to me. It sounds like the city manager doesn't want the 42 people who committed something they think I had coming. She felt bad for them and was like, "Hey, listen,
Yep.
we'll facilitate them. We'll try to help them any way we possibly can. But they not doing business with us. They're doing business with the person that put on the event.
The promoter.
Yeah, they're not our customer. They may have a permit to do business, but we didn't organize what their part. We're not even part of what they're doing. That situation was denied some time ago. And y'all, and this is why they got on the only time the city got on defense on that response is when they said, we've been told them that wasn't going to happen, and they continue to promote it as if it was. And of course, when you do that, it makes your vendors think that they good. So I feel like the city
in May. So why did he just alert them 2 days? He said they alerted him 2 days before because they contacted the owner of the parking lot. But you knew in May.
Well, hold on.
Are you still
can I ask you a
collecting vending
question?
fees from the trucks?
Let me ask you a question, sis. I don't know if you know this answer, and I'm not gonna take it. Like, I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna put it on you if you give me an answer and it might be right, okay? Because I'm just asking.
Okay.
But if I'm not mistaken, when I heard, okay, we're not gonna be down on Fountain Square, they're moving us to that parking lot. Is that not how I heard it? Is that not how I mean, did you hear it that way?
I did, and I heard.
If I'm wrong,
about
guys,
that
that's just
in
me talking to
June.
If I'm wrong, y'all tell me in the comment section that I'm wrong. Say, no, you didn't hear it that way, Wyatt, and I can accept it. But I thought I heard somebody say, they're not letting us get on Fountain Square this year. They moved us down to such and such. So now my question would be this, and this is not a shot at Jay, and it ain't a shot at the city. If I'm listening properly, who moved you down there? Did you select to go down there because you found an open space, or did the city say, hey, we have an alternate space for you? Because that begins negotiations of what they need in order to be active that weekend. For me, that's the way I see it.
He pretty much told on himself with the answer to that. He put on there that when he found an alternative, they harassed him and threatened to take his business. He said he found.
Okay, well, I heard it wrong because I thought.
No, you did not hear wrong. The first statement was they found us somewhere to go, which is the parking lot. And that was the first issue you had in your chat, and said, why did they give him a parking lot? And the thing is, he gave himself a parking lot. They didn't approve anything.
I'm with you now.
It's just the truth. Like I'm not against anybody, but you can't be for anybody that treats this very same people that you do not support yourself. I seen in your chat that he's seen him slap somebody's stuff off of a wall. Everybody done seen this in action. He's been very viral of how he treats Black women going into his establishment. It's documented. It's documented. All these things went viral, how he did with clubs, shootings, deaths, all this. Like, it's just a stain on the city. Of course, you're going to have your ducks in a row now. You're going to have it.
Yeah,
and it's okay. It's how business is performed the right way. You can't get mad and cry, oh, they sabotage. No, this is how things should be done. And as a business, you should be okay with following the procedure just like everybody else has to.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think Jay said some things.
And by the way, he still haven't paid his permits from last year. Still haven't. So that's not, I will not. First of all, let's say this. All these food vendors, they were able to do this on their own. If they wanted to be at Washington Park, they could have applied to be at Washington Park on their own. They followed him because he gave them an opportunity to do this on Fountain Square. All these people are legal to go anywhere they want to go in the city. They have a license, and then they have the permit from the health department, of where they want to go. They're food trucks. You chose to throw an event called Cincy Soul, and that's what they signed up for. You did not provide that, so now you're trying to clear your butt from getting sued because you waited too long. Why would you ever apply for a permit in May? Let's say May 27th to be exact, or an event in July, thinking it's just going to come and land in your lap like that. That's just poor. As a business owner, we all can say that. You waited to the last minute. It's not okay.
Well, I don't know the answer to that, but I can tell by one of the lives. I said it on, I don't want to be, repetitious in what I'm saying, but I remember in the live when he said, and I was a little rough on this, so some people will remember this, when I said, see, these are the same people that you went to bat for. These are the same people that you stood up for and, help get elected and use your audience. He has a huge audience on social media, huge following, and he went to bat for those people. And I think in return, he was looking for that same type of help from them. Even though, see, what happens is sometimes you think you're in a good space with people and you're not as strong as you really are with people. And it shows when something like this happens. Unfortunately, we learn those type of lessons the hard way. You learn how in the pocket you are with people. And I don't mean financially in the pocket with them. I'm just saying from a business point of view, how you in the pocket with somebody based on how they leave you hanging. And I think when he made that statement on Thursday of last week, and he said, I've been calling people that I went to bat for and I helped, and they won't even answer my calls. I don't think he's talking about you, me, or anybody just on, that, he done did some things to help them. I think he's talking about city council or public people that could move the needle for him and get his permit approved or work this thing out where we can't do City Hall, or we can't do Fountain Square, but we can go ahead and do that parking lot and we'll get that worked out. I'll be honest with you, sis. I don't like the fact that my people are sitting here saying that the city don't want to see Black people do anything. I can't agree with that.
That was horrible.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that. And I can't agree with the fact that you kind of put something out there on one public official,
to bring division.
Hold on one public employee, city employee. And you made it about that little white girl. I can't roll with that. So what you did is you put a face and a name on it, and you've seen how aggressive that made it because people start calling her. And that girl, whoever works for the city, this is not her. I can probably figure this one out without a bunch of I don't have to have the intel or the knowledge to know that this girl can't make that call on her own. I'm sure she went above her pay grade to get the cancellation or to cancel a permit that may not even to issue a permit, to cancel something that's being advertised, you can't tell me her supervisors didn't know. You can't tell me that the city didn't know. You can't tell me that maybe the mayor didn't know. Okay, but the people that worked right up under the mayor, they knew. They knew. They knew that this thing was being. That's why they put it in the address of the letter of the response. This person knew that this thing was canceled, but they kept promoting it. Y'all don't have nothing to say about that. That part don't make you feel a certain way about, well, why am I? Look, I want to rock with the person who looked like they got harmed, but at the same time, there's some things that just don't make sense to me. Like the city coming out saying, hey, sending these folks a letter. You got to understand, when they put a permit together, when they put these businesses on the permit list of having this thing, they have a list of the vendors that are going to be there because they have to have their separate permits or their license to do business in the city. So they have all their information. They have their tax ID, their EIN numbers. They have everything that you can imagine about this company, including their email. Okay, so what happens is the city sends a list out and says, or sends a letter out to the people on this list like, hey, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but this ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. And, to me, it sounds like they were looking out for the people. Now, I could be wrong, but it sounds like for instance, if I'm doing a show, if I'm doing a boxing show or something, if I'm doing anything in the city of Cincinnati and I find out it's going to be canceled and I know it's going to be canceled, I'm going to let my vendors know ASAP. I'm going to let my vendors know ASAP that this ain't going to happen. And he may have done that. But if I knew 2 months ago or a month and a half ago or a month ago that it's not going to happen, it's not fair to me. It's not fair to my vendors to keep telling them and, advertising this event when I know it's not going to happen. Now, I'm going to give the person the benefit of the doubt. In his mind, it was going to happen because all the work he put in for those decision makers, it backfired. They didn't come through. Mm-hmm. None of them answered his call, which I think is some bullshit. Now, if I got to go to bat for somebody on this, I'd say to myself, like, wait a minute, hold on. It's your fault that you trusted in them. It's your fault that you put yourself in a position where you need them in order for your thing to exist. But I'm just going to be honest. If that's what I think happened, I think I got to get this thing. Oh, it ain't no big deal. I'm going to get this permit because I'm going to call the people. I'm going to get, what I'm saying? It ain't no big deal. See, because believe it or not, I hate to say this about my people, but that's how we are. Mm-hmm. That's how we are. We last minute. We show up at the party when the party already started because we just think it's going to be all right.
But you can't expect anybody to bat for you if they already did it previously and you didn't take care of your financial obligation. If you're sitting still with a bill from last year and you're saying, oh, I did it 9 years, why do you still have a bill from the permit itself?
Well, here's the thing. That could happen because, look, I don't know how it happened, but I can tell you how it happens. I've had a bill after an event. You get a tax bill, okay? Mm-hmm. You get different bills after the event. And it's a strong possibility that he just didn't pay them. But here's the thing. You don't just pay for a permit depending on what you got going on. Like in my case, I have to pay taxes, okay, on my events. Mm-hmm. So I owe taxes based on an estimated. I have to send in an estimated, like, okay, I'm going to have 1,000 people there. So they have an estimated tax that I have to pay. And then if it end up being more, then I have to send them the tax.
That's a ticketed event.
Yes,
he's not holding a ticketed.
Well, wait a minute. I get that. But there's also bills that you get after event because, say, for instance, you may use your private security, but you may have officers on detail. Okay. Yes. And you may have to pay the detail, or in my case, I had to pay EM. What is that?
EMS. Yep.
I had to pay EMS. These are bills that come after the event because they don't know how long they're going to stay there. Now you have a minimum that you have to pay because you have a minimum 3-hour contract with them. Or whatever.
But if you did it for 9 years, wouldn't you know this? That a bill comes after. Just like you got a memory. And when you threw yours, he has a memory.
No, for the audience, I'm just letting people know that bills do come after your event, depending on what type of event it is. See what I'm saying? So it's a possibility that he had some bills that came in. They obviously didn't get paid, but it wasn't, it might not be because, it might just been because he forgot or he didn't know, or, it could have been anything. It happens. I had a bill
He
come in
didn't say that. He said, all you got to do is send me the bill. I'll pay it.
That's
He
true.
made a second video, and I'm just going to be honest. You did this to the people, and it's not okay. I don't have anything against anybody, but it's the fact of what you tried to turn it into, and that's not okay. It's not okay for you to. And then he came back and said, well, they told me to release a statement of the truth, or they was going to release a statement. And the thing is, yeah, they're going to release it. You couldn't have possibly thought you was about to release this type of, it's a sabotage when you know the truth. You didn't allow your vendors enough time to try to rethink things with their business.
You know what I'd
Because
like to
they
see?
weren't giving you what you wanted, you sacrificed 40 businesses, and that wasn't okay.
Here's what I'd like to see, and this kind of will end this conversation for me, to be honest
Okay.
with you. I'm just being honest. Like, I just like to know when was the permit stamped, time dated, or whatever. When did we even have did we have a permit for that particular space? And it was a permit needed, because here's the thing. What I'm hearing is somebody from the city. Now, I heard this out of my own eyes. This is not me assuming or anything. What I heard out of my own ears was someone from the city was calling the parking lot, telling them that if you allow this event to happen, that it's going to cost them. It's going to cost them their, here's the communication can be lost. The city may not have worded it the way the person worded it back to J. Raj. If I own the parking lot and the city is calling me saying, hey, listen, you need this in order to do it, because that's your venue. Jay might not have the same situation going on with the city. He's not the venue owner. That's what I was trying to tell. I think it was Twin when he was on the line. The venue owner and the promoter have different obligations with the city.
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? So it might be a miscommunication between Jay and the venue owner when it came down to this lady calling from the city. She's threatening us. Maybe because the venue was like, hey, look, I didn't know I needed all these other things to be able to do this. You see what I'm saying? That could have been the miscommunication. So I'm not going to say that Jay was lying. I'm just going to say that maybe he made a commitment to the venue owner. The venue owner made a commitment to him, and the venue owner didn't know what he was getting into. Which means, like, okay, it's a private event. It's this and this and that. We're not selling tickets, but we're going to have food trucks there. We're going to have this and this and that. And the venue owner may not have known all of the things that they were going to be obligated to do. And then the city said, well, if you don't do those things, here are the penalties that you're facing. And then the venue owner calls Jay and like, hey, man, I can't do this. They talking about if I don't do this and this and that.
Defined and collude your business.
Exactly.
Who wants to do that?
Exactly. And that might have been what it was. It might not have been them trying to stop it. Maybe the venue owner was like, hey, man, I ain't willing to commit that type of, I'm not willing to pay the money. And then maybe the venue owner said, yeah, I'll do it if you pay the $5,000. Look, I've done something in the park in the city of Cincinnati. I know it's not the most expensive thing to what they call fence the event. We had to fence the event. I did a boxing show in Eden Park with a guy. Okay, it's not that hard to fence the event, but it cost. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, the money's been getting diluted a little bit from the event. I mean, I don't think Jay's making any money on these things. So it's not about that for me. It's not about that for me.
Well, he collected the money. And the thing is, any venue you go to, you're going to have to pay. I mean, whether it's outdoors, if it's not your property, you're just going to have to pay. And that's what it is. He needed a permit. He tried to figure out a new way, and he wasn't very clear, I guess, on how that was supposed to be ran, even on private property. But he should have alerted the vendors immediately. That's my only issue. But now that the vendors all were placed at Eden Park, Washington Park, they did very well. And I think it did from the jump. It's just ventured out on their own and came up with something themselves versus making it a big issue over a lie. He should have never said it was sabotaged.
Yeah, I can't argue that point at all. I think that
okay.
I understand where you're coming from on that, sis, and I agree with you on that part. I think that I agree. I don't know if it was necessarily sabotage. Maybe he didn't even really mean it that way. I'm just saying, maybe he didn't mean it that way, like how it sounds. But the truth of the matter is,
I'm not going off of like the live. I'm going off of the email he sent the vendors. They were posted online.
Okay, I got
So
you.
that's why
I think
used
someone
the
sent
word
that to me.
sabotaged. He said the city sabotaged them.
Yeah, I think someone sent that to me as well. I think if you really look, here go the thing. We can if and but and all that all together. I'm talking about the people that's listening. We can if and but and all that. But check this out. I can tell you how you get to the truth of this. The truth is all in the emails. The truth is in the correspondence between the organizer and the city. I can pretty
much. But nobody ever posted the city. Remember, they said that the city has sent the vendors information. Nobody ever posted the emails from the city. You know why? Because they was trying to see how to get them all downtown of what they were promised from a promoter.
No,
and they were trying to fix the event. That's when
okay, but Jay on his live said that the vendors received something from the city. I don't know if it was a phone call or an email. He never specified. I just heard him say that the vendor's been contacted, that the event is not going to happen. So I don't know if contacted meant they got a phone call that day or if they got an email or a letter. Because you're right, I haven't seen a letter, not that I can remember, telling the vendors that the event was not going to happen. I don't even know if that. I don't even know if that really happened. I'm just going by. He said that. Okay, he said that. You know what I'm saying? The vendors have been contacted and said that the event is not going to happen. All right. Now maybe he sent them that, but I thought he said they got contacted by the city.
Furthermore, I think our city do need to show a little bit of appreciation because they made sure all those vendors had a space. All of them had a space, and I don't think that they will do that last minute if they didn't feel sorry for these people because they knew that they've been railroaded. So
yeah, but if you listen to
that
people,
was the best that they could do.
If you listen to the okay, Brenda Early said there was an email from the city posted on Facebook. Brenda, what was that email? Because I've seen a couple different, emails. I don't know if that was the email that told them that they weren't going to have the event, or if that was the email from the city office, giving reason. I don't know. See what I'm saying? I don't know. So clear that up for us, Brenda. Let us know what the email was what was it talking about? You know what I'm saying? Let me know what it was talking about. I would love to see
Thanks, Wyatt, for the conversation, know, and listening. I'll get back in your chat.
Okay.
And let another call come
All right,
through.
sis. I appreciate
you. Have a good day.
You too. Talk to you. Bye-bye. That was Alethea out of Cincinnati. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not big on allegations. I'm big on the paperwork. I mean, if the paperwork is going to tell the truth. The paperwork is going to tell you what type of correspondence, how they were talking back and forth to one another. I think that's important. I think it's very important that you find out, because look, to be honest with you, I think this thing will be okay. And how I think it'll be okay is the vendors. And I don't know if all 40 or 42 vendors found a spot. I hope they did. But I don't know if 42, if you're anticipating being on Fountain Square, you're probably buying more food or buying more product because it's a hot spot. And then to be told, I don't know how long it took to be told that we're not going to be on Fountain Square. We're going to this particular space over here. But I'm sure there's a big difference in how you put your inventory together. Okay. Hot spot, Fountain Square, I might sell 1,000 hot dogs versus this other alternative spot, I might only sell 500 hot dogs. You see what I'm saying? So I think that location plays a big part in how you work your inventory. I could be wrong. Let me go back to the phone lines. Maybe someone can clear it up a little bit. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, how you doing, buddy? This is Fame Rothstein, Deluxe Edition.
Hey, Fame. How you doing?
I'm pleasant per usual. How are you?
Good. Holding on, trying to get some answers.
Yeah, well, I don't have any. I've just got more questions. It just, when they did when Rogers and them, they were on stage like it was We Are the World after the brawl situation. They did that. They were all on stage. City leaders, county leaders. I remember at least 2 of the 3 Hamilton County commissioners on stage. I just feel it just seems like he kind of got hustled or played.
How?
somebody should have been able to pull a string for him for something this light.
I hear you. It sounds like that's what they were trying to, that he was looking for that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's what I mean by he got played like he don't got the friend that he think he is, that he think he has.
I agree.
But one of those people all those people on stage should have been able to pull that string for him. What they basically say is they don't fuck with him like that no more.
Well, Fame, is it fair to say that that's kind of what he said in his live? Not that ending part that you said, but he does not have the friendships or the relationships that he thought he had. Isn't it fair to say that he kind of made that clear in his live?
Yeah. I mean, he's actually the opposite of you. He thought he was in the boule. You want to be down, but they ain't fucking with neither one of y'all.
Oh, well, first of all, in order to not be dealt with or messed with, you got to kind of introduce yourself, or you got to knock on the door. You got to want to be part of a group to not be dealt with. Like, I don't want to be. You always heard my answer to that. You've always heard me. This is why I said it this morning to you, Fame, whether you was listening or not. You always talk about I want to be part of that group.
I call like bits and pieces of it.
Well, I'm about to bring you up to speed. All right. Like I told you this morning, whether you was listening or not, I knew it'd get to you. I said to you this morning, see, this is a perfect example. Jay is a perfect example of why I don't want to be in them circles. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're not really in the circle, they will use you up. They'll use you up and get what they want from you. And then you'll realize where you really sit with them. And I ain't got time for that. So what I do is I create my own circles. Haven't you been hearing me say that for 6 years now on this show? I create my own circles and my own boundaries. I'm not looking for them to help me do anything. That's not what I'm looking for. I create my own tables. I don't want to sit at their table. You don't remember those?
Say that, but did you watch wrestling in the 80s, pro wrestling?
I've never been a big wrestler. I know the names of the guys, but I've never been a sit down and watch the wrestling stuff. I've never been that.
Oh, well, because one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, I mean, he really wasn't shit, didn't have a good move. He just did a character. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. His catchphrase was, everybody's got a price.
I know the name.
And that includes you.
Okay. If that's,
but
you know what, just the fact that you would equate that with some fake ass wrestling and a fake ass wrestler,
because all them niggas on stage was a bunch of fake ass hype niggas, just like wrestling. Well, and J. Ross just found out that they were some fake ass hype fake friends.
Yeah, well,
and associates.
Yeah, well, you know what? One of my biggest things that I live by, Fame, and you've heard me say this as well. See, this is great because I can always refer back to what I always say. I don't have to sit here and make up anything. And there's probably some new people listening, and they probably don't understand why I'm saying, see, this is what I say, but you have to be here to understand. I always tell you that I am not necessarily like, I don't want to be in them circles, bro, because I don't want to depend on them. You've heard me say that a million times, and then you say the fake circles and stuff like that. I've always said that the stuff was fake. I mean, tell me a time that I've said anything different. And Fame, I don't understand why you think that I would want to be part of something that I say on a daily basis whenever it comes up that it's fake. Why would I want to be part of the fakeness? Why would I want to be part of that?
It's your energy.
Say it again.
It's your energy. You know, like when the people call you elitist and you don't like that, I'm like, I don't know, Wyatt. They might have a point there.
Yeah, because you know what? Y'all don't understand people that can do what they want to do. It's just not a common thing, Fame. Because most people it's true, bro. Most people that do what they want to do, if you can do it on your own buck, on your own merit and your own time frame, most people don't understand people like that. But you don't know what people went through to be able to do that. Listen,
you're right. And I don't know what your vertical is, but you jumped right on that soapbox that I left for you.
Bro, you just whatever. Anyway, let me just say this to you. Fame. If my approach,
go ahead.
No, that's okay. It's all gravy. My approach to it is like this, like I say all the time. If you allow them people to feed you, you allow them to starve you. Now, did not somebody get choked hold in this manner? See, you was looking for a favor from these people that you thought you was going to eat off of. And when they didn't feed you, you starved.
Agreed.
There it is.
Agreed.
So if I know that and I see it coming, why would I want to be part of a pack of people like that?
I mean, everybody got to take that humiliation ritual before they join the boule.
Well, I don't believe in that, bro. I don't believe in taking punishment before I join somebody else. Like that's probably why I've never been in a frat. You ain't about to kick my ass. You ain't about to jump me into no gang. Nah, you ain't
wasn't a
about to
Fay
do none of
boy?
that. I'm sorry.
You wasn't a Fay boy?
Who?
The Fay Boys, the gang. You wasn't in the Fay Boys?
Never been a fake. None of that. I ain't even never heard of no shit like that, fam. You making up stuff. Now you capping.
I might be my generation. You know, yeah, you older cats, y'all might have didn't, I don't know.
I ain't never known. I can't say that the Fae don't have gangs now, but when we had little street names like the Williamsburg Boys, but we wasn't killing it. We wasn't like that. You understand?
Right.
We weren't like that.
I mean, but you ain't taking an initiation?
No, we ain't taking no. Okay, the initiation is, what's your address? 2252 Williamsburg. That's all you needed.
Oh, okay,
I wasn't about to get punched into no gang and beat the hell up to be part of somebody's anything.
Oh, that's fantastic. You didn't have to experience that. Let's move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because what else did I want to talk about? It was Nolan Well. Oh, HBCU. Shout out to the Tuskegee president.
That's right. Shout out.
That took balls to do that.
Shout
and
out
to call
to
people
Tuskegee.
out, because when Monique did it about 5 years ago,
yep, they was giving her hell.
They gave her hell. Said she was punching down. She already got her coins and being elitist. It's like, no, you just don't like the fact that she's rich and saying that, but she's right. You don't need to be wearing bonnets,
and she
and on the flip, do-rags out in public if you're a reasonable adult.
And she said it with such grace and respect, and they still got mad. She was like, "Little sister, come on, we better and we bigger. We so much better than that. It's about respect for yourself." I mean, she wasn't making fun of nobody. She didn't say anything disrespectful. She said it the way it needed to be said. It was like auntie. It was, what I'm saying? It was like, maybe the nice aunt in your family.
Agreed. She wasn't being a huffy, opinionated, older Black person. She was being, very reasonable and respectful about it.
I think so. All right, Fame, what else you got?
Lastly, before I go, Channel 5 just put up something about old boy, the shooter out in Mason.
Yeah.
Him and the dude that he shot, they had a brief social life outside of work for about 3 or 4 weeks.
There it is.
Is what the report says.
There it is.
Yeah. So either they was, messing with each other, or one of them messing with, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Because you don't go to a job for 1 week, Fame, and I'll get so damn mad that you shoot one person 22, 23 times, shoot him dead, and now you on the run. Right. You had to know him longer than a week.
On one person, that means you specifically wanted that one person. They pissed you off that bad.
Yeah. I don't think that I ain't know nobody for a week yet. A week, you can't piss me. I don't even know you enough for you to make me that mad in a week. You know what I'm saying? You could have went to the office on me every day that I showed up for work and told them some bullshit. It was only a week. It takes much longer than a week for me to be so mad that I'm about to come shoot your ass up like that. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, they had some other shit going on, bro. They definitely had something else going on.
And lastly, there are some professional audiologists enhanced the 911 call from the Nolan Well situation.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Nolan Well, when the dude calls in about the bilge pump going out, they're taking in water.
Okay.
Nolan is dead in the boat at that point.
How did they know that?
Because when she uplifted the audio, you could hear the people in the background saying, "Nolan, get up. Is he dead? Oh my God, what the fuck?"
Yeah, okay. I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, it's out there floating on the internet right now. The Black lady did it. With dress, she looks like a reasonable person. She looks like an honorable person that you can respect. Credibility is what the word I'm looking for. Pardon me. She looks like a credible person.
That's good information. Now that's the type of stuff I need. You hear me? That's the type of stuff I need to be able to say
all
anything.
I needed was that it happened in Mississippi. That's all I needed.
That ain't enough.
Like I told you, this is all Mississippi's known for. killing Negroes and Negro sympathizers.
Oh, brother,
You didn't have to tell me nothing else.
All I can tell you is more black men die in Chicago than Mississippi, the whole state. Okay,
Them
Chicago, more black young men die in the city of Chicago than die in the whole state of Mississippi.
Oh, so okay, this ain't an indictment on Chicago. We talk about
it ain't an indictment on Chicago. It's just I gotta make
we're not bringing in no other political
that ain't political.
Stuff. We're not talking about Ben Trump and the play he's gonna make.
That's not political.
Of money. I don't care about that. I'm worried about this black boy who got played. And that other black boy that was a part of it, Trayston, up there talking about he go on Officer Tatum and diss Nolan's mother. She was damn right. You ain't his friend. Because my friend would never go on a podcast and diss my mom while I'm dead.
Well, I didn't hear that.
What kind of monkey ass shit is that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
If Nolan got his dad need to go see that boy. And if he got to see his dad too, see him. But you're not going to insult my son, my dead son, to my wife.
I agree. If I hear that, I'll back that. If I hear that, I'll back that. I'll back you on that. I don't agree with that.
Did you watch the Officer Tatum interview? You told me about it.
I didn't see the one with the black
the end of it. The black boy is like at the end of it, or the end of
no, Fame.
The judge's son, or it's another one. But yeah, he's with Officer Tatum, and he shits on Nolan's mom.
I haven't seen that one because, from my understanding of what I'm seeing, there's like different cuts of it, like episode 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't had time to watch all of the different people that's involved in it. I just knew that it was out there and I wanted to refer it to you, like, go check it out, because I know that they're talking. I don't even know what they're saying on there. I've only been able to watch one episode of that. And I haven't even watched the full episode of the first one. It was just one of the friends that said that he was cool with Nolan and he was like a brother to him. And then the confusion came in. Let me ask you about this, because this is where I was going with it, Fame. Have you ever had a friend? Now, this is a cultural thing. This is just because I've been in the white culture with being the black guy in the white community, and I didn't been the brother that's in the black community with black friends. All right. But now let me ask you something, Fame. Have you ever had a group of friends where y'all were like brothers and you didn't have a relationship with that guy's family, with his mother and father? Have you ever had that?
No, you ain't my brother. That's just my homie or a nigga I know.
That's how we are in the hood. Okay. It's like this. Most of my partners that I grew up with down the way, they mamas was like my mom. See, when they moms was like my moms. Like, I could go over there. We fed each other. We ate. We hung out over, babysit, all that. That's how we were. But now let me tell you how it ain't like that in all cultures. Some guys are friends with people, especially when you get a little older. They're friends and call each other bros. And there's just certain houses you don't go to because everybody family. Like, I had a friend. Back on real fast. Hold on. Okay, can you guys hear us? I'm sorry about that. I lost you guys for a hot second. And what I was telling Fame, hopefully, I'm looking at the monitor here and it looked like I'm still froze, but it'll kick back in here in a second, Fame. Let me just make sure. Okay, there it is. What I was telling Fame is, in certain neighborhoods, certain communities, they don't quite work the way we work, like we do down the way. And what I mean by that is this, like, as we get older, or if you have friends that look a different color or whatever, different shades of people or whatever, I have friends that I was really close to, and I never went to their house. They never came to me. I've never had a friend that couldn't come to my house. My mother was the type of person that was like, we grew up like all my friends was like my brother or whatever. Not all of them, but the close ones could come to my house at any time. They can eat dinner with us. We can all, have our good time. We could, do what we do. But not all parents are raised like that. They didn't raise their kids like that. I had some friends that I never went to their house. But we was bros at school. Like, we was cool as hell at school, but they were never like, I never went to their house. They mama and daddy never knew me. They might have knew me by name, but I wasn't like, hi, Miss Johnson and all that. I didn't know them like that.
I'm under the impression that the mom didn't fuck with the boy.
Well, maybe she
She
didn't.
didn't like him.
I don't
They
know.
were the only two biracials in the group, or black kids in the group, and that lighter other kid might have been giving Nolan hell about other shit.
You never
A
know.
little biracial bantering between each other.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's easy.
It's
easy
but
to.
I don't care what the culture is, whether you live in high society or you live in the jacks. You don't diss nobody's mother.
Well, I don't even know what was said, but I agree that no matter what's going on, especially a mother that's grieving the death of her son, you don't want to diss that person. But I don't know what was said that you can.
And he said, "Oh, so you don't know me? How not? I'm in this picture. I've done this, that, about this.
These
just
pictures,
basically shitted on her. Like,
wait a minute, hold on.
Know what you're talking about.
Okay, let me ask you something. Was these the pictures that I seen that were at Nolan's house and the parents were in the pictures?
I'm not sure what picture they were talking about.
I think I know what you're talking about.
The photos of this and that. I'm just trying to pick up the story because I know these boys is lying. There ain't no damn way.
Wait a minute now. You
5 of us go to an event and we don't know how the last one getting home.
Yeah, but
that ain't flying with me, B.
But you also,
I'm sorry.
But you just made I'm just going by the statement that you made that he dissed his mother. And because she said she didn't know him. Look, let me say something to you, Fame. Let me just say this so you'll understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. If me and Vernon Jordan was cool as kids, and me and Vernon get into a fight as adults, and I said that's been my brother since forever, and I didn't really mean to kill him, and his mother come at me like, we don't even know you like that. You ain't never come, you ain't never do, you don't know us, and then I supply y'all, or my mother or somebody supply everybody on here pictures of me going to Nolan or going to Vernon's birthday parties, me chilling at his house as kids and us growing up together. I don't think it's a diss if I can say, what do you mean you didn't know me? Look at the pictures. This is us. You might not have liked me, but I was at your house. I used to be over there. My mother could have done that to a dude I know named Chili. Sorry, Terrence, that's his name. We called him Chili. My mother didn't like Chili. But I can hit his name, his street. We used to call him Chili. Some of y'all know, but we used to call him Chili. My mother didn't like Chili, but he came to my house on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? And come pick me up. We go play football. Come and pick me up. That was my buddy. But my mother didn't fuck with Chili. See what I'm saying? But she would have never been like, I don't know him. She would have never said that because she didn't like him. So that I don't know if I agree with that type of, because I've lived that. I've lived where my mama would tell me, boy, you need to stay away from Chili. You need to stay away from such and such. You need to stay away from this person and blah, blah, blah. But my mother gave me at least enough string to be able to say, hey, I'm going to let you find out for yourself. I'm going to let you find out for yourself.
Mrs. Jordan, for the loss of your son. And out of discretion and respect, I'm not going to comment further about our relationship.
Okay. Well, that may have been your approach. But at the same time,
That's don't know. I'm saying. This is a snarky, foul-mouthed, punk-ass little biracial boy with too much mouth for himself.
Maybe so,
He's the
bro.
one that did the shit.
But these kids are all...
This monkey.
Ooh. Okay, Fame, what else you got, bro? Let's move on. if anything, I got to
go. Let's move on. Hey, I'm about to hop off here. Hey, it's usually a pleasure. It's not always anymore. It's usually a pleasure. Today I need you to do well, be well, and I'll holler back at you soon. No how today. Old school sign out.
All right, that was Fame Rothstein out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know. I think he was trying to punch out on this one here, but all right. We got it, Fame. Good closeout. I think what he was trying to say is that this young boy, and I don't know why him being mixed and all that stuff. See, this when you start throwing me curveballs, it take away from what you're really trying to say because you emphasizing too much other shit for me. But this little kid said that she found it to be, Fame found it to be disrespectful because this young man said something. I don't know what he said. So I'm not going to say he was irresponsible for saying what he said or not, because I don't know what he said. But I do know that there is one particular kid that Nolan's mom says, I don't know him. And he was able to supply pictures of when they were in Little League together, when they was at each other's houses. And to be honest with you, man, like my kids brought kids to the house And I met them because we that type of parent, like we want to know who our kids are around. Some parents don't have to know who their kid is playing with and around. They don't have to know. They'll let them at the house. Don't engage with them. Don't ask them questions. Don't none of that. You know what I'm saying? But me, no. You come to my house and you a friend of my daughter, I'm gonna engage with you. I want to know who you are. I want to know who your parents are. I want to know where you came from. Because that's what we used to do when we was kids. My mama told me several times when I would have a buddy over, she would tell me, Rick can't come over here no more. Rick mama ain't, no. I ain't even gonna say it the way I want to say it. But some of y'all been the mamas that didn't say it. Nah, Rick can't come over here. I know how his mom and I know how his family is. Rick can't come over here. And Rick couldn't come no more. Feel me? So there's some parents that don't get engaged like that. Like, we'll come to your house. The mamas don't care who's coming through. And y'all done been there 2-3 years kicking it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know nothing about that kid. Trust me. If my daughter done been on trips with several friends that have come to the house. If she went on a boating trip with somebody and she had 4 or 5 good friends that came to the house and that's who she went on the boating trip, I would be able to tell y'all, nah, that's that one little girl. She was involved in that shit because every time she come over here, I watch her demeanor. You can't put my kids around some people and I know them and I don't think that I know who's capable of doing what to my children because I'm an engaged parent. I'm a parent that pay attention to who his kids are around. So if my daughter came up missing or dead or whatever, knock on wood, I would definitely know who to tell the police, hey, you know what? She got this one little friend. You know what I'm saying? She got this one little buddy, man. That mom, she wild. She check her first. So that's you know what I'm saying? Mama Bird, she said Rick had sticky fingers. It wasn't Rick, it was Chili. I told that story on the air one time here on Wyatt Live. My partner, and I still had love for him. But we all grew up different. You know what I'm saying? Like my mama had lunch money ready for me when it was time to go to school. Chili must not have had. Y'all don't know his real name, so I'm cool with saying Chili. Chili didn't have lunch money. So when he seen me go get my lunch money every morning, I used to wonder, what the fuck? Why are you? Is it just because you have to pass my house and we walk to the bus stop together up on the corner on Williamsburg? I mean, is that why you picking me up every day and we kicking it and having fun? You know what I'm saying? You have to actually walk across and sideways over to come pick me up, bro. And I mean, I know we cool and we talk a lot of shit together or whatever, but bro, you come knock on my door every morning and we walk up to the bus stop together. And what I found out, he was casing me. He was casing our house. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was casing it. My mother would put in them tin cans. Y'all know how it was in the kitchen. Had them tin cans back there. And my mother would put $1 a day in, because that's what lunch was at Gamble Junior High, whatever it was, $1, $2, whatever. She would put the money in the tin can for the week. And she would put like $10 in the can, $2 at a time. And I would go in, Chili would be in the living room. Y'all know the Faye only this big, is as big as my hand. The apartments were. And I would go in the kitchen in the little thing and open it up, get my $2, close it, plain. Let's go, Chili, let's go. Well, one day, yeah, I did, Jenny, and I slipped on that. But that's okay. Y'all don't know who that is either. I know about 4 of them names. But one day, I go upstairs because I needed to get like a jacket or something. It was cold outside. Let me get my coat. I run back down the steps. Anybody that lived in the Faye, it was probably about 15, 20 steps, right? But we only took 3 steps to get down. Everybody ran up the steps real fast and came down real fast. The Faye, that was just a thing. You made a ton of noise skipping all those steps. We took 5 steps at a time. But I came down so fast, and all I seen when I came around the corner, Chili was right there in my he was in my little thing that my mama put that money in, and I was like, okay, all right, Chili can't come over here no more. See what I'm saying? I had to learn for myself. I had already been told, like, somebody ain't right. Somebody ain't, you know what I'm saying? And then when I learned for myself, like, okay, so he's trying to come over here to get my lunch money. But see, he was such a friend that he wasn't going to fight me. He wasn't going to fight me for it. Like, he wasn't going to bully me out of my tooth. That was a hard-ass fight. You feel me? That's a hard fight to take my lunch money. You'd rather steal it. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to bully me. But if you steal it, like, look, that's where we from. You got buddies, but you got eyes behind your back, too. Some of y'all didn't live that way because you didn't have to worry about that, but some of us did. And that's what makes us who we are today. That's why I don't trust a lot of people. My trust factors are, I don't trust a lot of people because of how I was raised. And I'm sure Mama Birch don't either. She from them same stomping grounds. And unfortunately, that's why when we get to talking about shit like how somebody doing us and this, I'd be like, shit, I'm worried about what's right around me. I ain't worried about somebody I can't see. I'm not worried about the motion that y'all talking about. I'm worried about the shit that's right next to me. Because every threat that's ever threatened me in my life is somebody that I knew or somebody that was close to me. It was never the shit that most of y'all talk about. It's never the person that I need to be watching. I got to go find their ass and go look deep in the forest and all. No, I ain't worried about them. I'm worried about the person that's right there on my heel. I'm worried about the person that I sometimes call bro. Sometimes I call family. Yeah, them the ones. I can see the other ones coming. I just can't see you coming. So I ain't too much worried about all that shit y'all be talking about. I can see them coming because they announce who they are. It's the people that you least expect. Them the ones that hurt you the most. So that all being said, I wasn't even planning on talking about the Nolan stuff today, and I'm not. Fame came in. We addressed it. We talked about it. Let the autopsy come in from the state, and then I'll go in on it a little bit more once I get some information. I'm not going to listen to a man say, they didn't even bring in the throat. They didn't bring in the throat. And ain't nobody even checked that. No one understood that that's kind of common practice. Autopsies are very delicate and very difficult to do. And they take time. And as long as you got enough time, and y'all just seen it, you just seen it in your city of Cincinnati. As long as somebody got enough time to set a narrative and set a story, some people will believe anything. Some people will believe anything. As long as it fits a certain narrative that they've been rolling on and talking about and feeling victim to their whole life. Now, getting back to this thing, this taste of Cincinnati, whatever it is, soul food shit, all that. All I can tell you is this. Show me the paperwork. They not gonna show me the paperwork. But for the people that love to be all up in the mix of everything, just demand to see the paperwork. I don't think the city came back with a response that's out of pocket. I think the city said everything they needed to say to just be like, hey, shit, here's our stance. Show me where, here's the thing. I could have sworn I heard somebody say they moved us down to that parking lot. And then it changed after some time. And it was like, we don't really need no permit. So are you suggesting out loud, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe what I heard was wrong. Maybe me connecting these dots are wrong. And if I am, I apologize. But if you tell me that they moved you down to the parking lot, are you suggesting that the city sent you to a place that didn't require a permit? How does that work out for the city? And then if the city sent you down there without a permit, why? I mean, why did the city require things from the landowner? You have to be aware that they're going to need certain things. You're not selling tickets. You're not selling tickets to the event. So to just say we're going to have 500, we're going to have 1,000, we're going to have 2,000 people there. You can't really say that. You don't know what you're going to have. Now you could say, hey, we have a history of doing this for 8 years, 9 years, and here is the estimated amount that we've done each year, the averages of what we did each year. You really can't do that because you're changing locations. That's like saying, hey, I used to own this nightclub and I ran the nightclub for 8 years. And then when you go look for a new building, you tell the building owner, hey, man, I ran this nightclub for 8 years and we averaged 1,000 people a night on Friday and 1,500 people a night on Saturday. So now the building owner is anticipating, 2,000 to 3,000 people in his building each weekend. But yet, what happens if you get a space that's closer to the hot spot, closer to Cincinnati, downtown Cincinnati? And this building owner is looking at his capacity. Because look, if you're renting somebody's space, let me back it up just a little bit so you'll understand my breakdown. I'm a commercial space owner. If I lease Linda Evans my space and she's breaking code at the city, it falls back on the owner of the land. They can give her a citation, but the bottom line is, at a certain point, the city gonna start looking at the building owner and say, hey, your buildings are over capacity. Here's a fine for you. So now I'm starting to be responsible for what my tenant is doing. I don't know if y'all really know these things, and I'm not suggesting that it's wrong not to know. I'm just suggesting that we should know some of these things in order to get a clear opinion, to have a focused in good opinion of certain things. That's all. So I think there was a miscommunication. I think that the landowners of the parking lot over there got a call, and they now understand what their obligations are to have this particular. And let me just say this to you guys. Stop looking for reasons to be angry. Stop looking for reasons where you think there's a conspiracy going on. And some of you never will, okay? But that's okay. The reason why I say that is this. You can't keep comparing tailgating Cincinnati football games to what you're talking about, a scheduled event. I don't think tailgating is as organized as you think it is. I think we just do the same. Okay, going to Eden Park is not an organized event. It's just what people do. There's a difference. Have you ever seen a flyer? Have you ever seen a promoter promote going to Eden Park on Sundays and just chilling? Everybody got their music on blast. Some people got the grill going. Some people taking pictures, profiling. Some people smoking weed. Some people doing all this other stuff, whatever. Some people just chilling and having a great time. That's not an organized event. Now, I've seen some people do some things on social media and say, hey, we're going to be down there tailgating on Sunday. We got to beat the Ravens this week. Come on down and support the Bengals. I've seen that. But if you're going to have an organized event like the radio station and they have a Bengal tailgate party, yeah, you're going to need, if what's the black radio station? The Wiz, the Buzz, or any of those. If they have an organized event at the downtown tailgating area, they have to be permitted for that because they're advertising it. It's a scheduled event. They're putting it out to the public, and they're probably going to have some type of vendor or some type of giveaway, and there's requirements to do that. Now, a food truck might pull up and not be part of your event, and if that happens, you have no control over that. They may be off the edge, over on the edge, but you can't go out and schedule and buy and what do you call it? Get food trucks to pay you a fee to come to your event and then and say, hey, they just showed up. You can't do that. And I'm not suggesting that's what he did. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when you have a scheduled event and there's certain things that fit in certain criteria of having a license for, you have to handle your business. You have to get that permit. You have to get that paperwork in order. And if it doesn't work out, it falls on no one but the person that put the event together. I'm sorry. Y'all can call it whatever you want to call it. But the truth is, I've done enough. You might not. I've done things in the city of Cincinnati you didn't even know it was me. Ask some of your favorite famous people. I mean, I'm not, that's not bragging. I'm just telling you, when I put my money up for something with some people, and I'm telling y'all, bro, go at, not this particular group. I've never done business with them, but I've done business with some really good people. I've done business with, people that needed help to give their shows. I never went there. I never told anybody's business, and they'll tell you, yeah. And I never wanted to be in the front. I never wanted to be one of the guys. None of that. None of that. I always would help my brothers that needed help. Ask some of them. Not all of them gonna have good things to say. That's probably somebody I said no to. But I tell you what, I feel comfortable about this. Just the other day, when I came to Cincinnati, and I was, I've been in Cincinnati a couple of weeks. I went over just to go see my brother Lando down at something to whine about. Walked in, we hugged. I was there 10, 15 minutes. We kicked it. We could say what we need to say to each other in 10 or 15 minutes, and it'll been like we talked for a whole hour. And like he said, and I can't be in his face like that. He getting ready for the biggest weekend of the city for them guys. Hey, I'm proud of you, bro. Keep going. He know our relationship. He know our history. He know that I'm willing to help anybody. If they need help, I'll help you. And I ain't talking about the type of help that I'm gonna be publicized. I'm sorry, this is the first time I've ever said it. I'm not talking about the type of help where I gotta be like, hey, put me on the flyer, man. Put me on the flyer. Put me in the corner of the flyer. I'm just gonna be down there chilling. No, I ain't never been none of that, because it's never been about that. I like to see my brothers eat. And asking, the only thing I could not stop telling him, bro, I'm proud of you. I'm super proud of you. You deserve everything that you're doing. You put the work in. You built the relationships. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you can't go back and deny that I didn't say back in October, I seen this coming. Not about this, not about the taste or whatever the soul, none of that. I ain't even know nothing about it. But I made my comments about what I seen, and I seen somebody that was pretty much in circles of people that I just never seen before, and I seen them going to work for them. And I got something that I want y'all to see. Now y'all know my brother, Andre, who does, I think I don't know what his podcast is called. I just know that he does like a I don't know what it's called on Mondays. He does a Monday and a Thursday. Keeps it really short. It's nothing like this show whatsoever. He just tells it how he believes it to be. Now, him and I, we speak. We cool with each other. Cool in the gang. All right. And we agree on mostly everything, but I don't agree with everything he said today. But he spoke on this thing he spoke on this situation. And to be honest with you, it was more favorable to J. Raj and his organization. See what I'm saying? It was more favorable, but I know that, Andre he's not real big on, he's not big on, there it goes. Black Russia said, make it make sense Mondays. Okay, there it is. It's called Make It Make Sense Monday. And y'all want to go see it, but I'm going to play it today, right here. And I'm going to tell you that if you listen, this is a perfect example of 2 things or 3 things or 4 things can be true at the same time, and not all of it to be true. in my mind. I do not believe, now I know, because there's some people on here that I now see, I do not believe that this was a drop of the ball by the city. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that there was malice. There's some people saying that this was intentional. I'm not suggesting that whatsoever. But I am saying that I just don't think it was, I think the city could have helped him, but I think there's a reason why they didn't. So I'm not going to sit here and say something couldn't have been worked out. Chicago. I'm not going to say that something couldn't have been worked out for bad scheduling, bad dates, things that, I'm not going to say that something could not have been worked out. But I will ask this question. Why didn't they help? And if I see J. Raj, or if I was to speak to him, or if he was to call in, the only thing I would ask him, I don't care nothing about your dates. I got that figured out. I don't need you to try to massage it a certain way or put it into me a certain way. I got it, bro. I know how the shit works. The only thing I would ask you is two things. What the paperwork look like. That's the only thing what the paperwork look like. And then I would ask this question, because I already know what the paperwork look like. I already know. I'm assuming, but I pretty much have a real solid idea how this thing went. My last question is, the most important question is, why didn't they help you? See what I'm saying? Regardless of who's right or wrong, he was wrong from the looks of it. But why didn't they help you? Nobody asking that question, because there's too many people thinking, oh, they did it on purpose and they didn't want him to whatever your thoughts are, whatever he convinced you of, that's what you're thinking. But my question is, why didn't they help you? And don't act like that don't exist, because you said it on the live yourself. You said, man, some people I did some things for. I can't stop reiterating that, because that was big on what I said a long time ago, months ago. Yeah, you looking for favor, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But they ain't gonna be there for you. I promise you. They ain't gonna be there for you, because you don't bring what they need. You know what I'm saying? You don't bring what they need. You know who bring what they need? Now, this is where it get a little deep. I'm gonna say a few names, because it's true. You know who bring what they need? You know who bring what the city need? Jeff Ruby, 3CDC. I could probably think of a couple others. That's who bring what the city need. Didn't I tell y'all a long time ago? If you watch Wyatt Live, you know what I'm about to say. When it come down to the people versus business, they always gonna choose the business. They always gonna choose the business. And I don't care if it's a Democrat or a Republican controlled and ran city. The business come first. That always come over the people. And you sit back here and they talk about Republicans don't like people, they don't take care of poor people. Well, you might want to look at some of these poor ass cities who ran by Democrats and ask them, if we come first, why does business have more than us in our own cities? And why are our schools why are our schools messed up? Why are they beat up and beat down? Why are our kids got these low reading levels? Why, if we are supposed to be first? We voted to be first because it's business. It's just business first for them. They understand. That's how they see it. Now, I might lose a few people because I'm going to play this video, Make It Make Sense Mondays from Andre. Like I said, me and bro cool. He hasn't been on the show yet. He may have called in one time, maybe once or twice, and we've had conversations on the air on Wyatt. I don't know. But I don't remember, I should say. But I've talked to him off the air a few times. That's why I can't remember if we talked on the air. But I want to play what he said today. And like I said, 2 things, 3 things, 4 things can be true at the same time. I agree with him 90 on this one. Okay, I'm 90-10 on this one. All right, let me play it, and I'll break it down to you on what I think my 90% is with him, and then I'll tell you what my 10% is with him. And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to play it now, but I want you to go to his page and you check it out for yourself, because I'm going to dissect it just a little bit. I got a couple more minutes. Check this video out by Andre Ewing and Curse Breakers 3000. And it's Makes Sense Monday. Check it out.
What's up, family? Once again, it's Brother Dre and Curse Breakers 300. Make it make sense Mondays. You know the disclaimer. I don't speak for no agencies, no police agencies, no organization. It's just Brother Dre and Curse Breakers 300. Let me go ahead and drop this super hot real quick about the Cincy Soul Food Fest. Started by J-Raj. Started in 2016 at Fountain Square. From winter 2016 to 2025 at Fountain Square. The bottom line is, it was a successful event, over 40 plus food trucks to showcase black businesses. Guess what? J-Raj, you've been had. You've been took. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. Ran astray, run amok, like Malcolm X said. Hey, bro, they played you. They set up your own business and they gonna take it. Trust me when I tell you that. They come at you after you done put all this work in for almost 9 years and come back and say, oh, your permit wasn't in on time. You've been successful for so many years, you would think they would say, oh, this is automatic. It's all good. But bro, let me wake you up real quick. You on the square where Jeff Ruby is, who makes revenue over $1 million of revenue for the city of Cincinnati. You can't compete with that. You got major businesses that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. But the tripped out part is, with the brawl, they blamed it on the food source and people hanging around. And guess what? Your city manager, the ones that you guys was taking up for, the ones that, oh, nobody can do wrong, now sitting back saying, hey, you ain't have your stuff on point, played you like you was just nobody. Your city council, your mayor, you said it on your own page. Oh, man, I done helped people get elected. They ain't answering my calls. Yeah, bro, welcome to the world of politics. You must have forgot. Your city manager's the one who handpicked Thigi, fired Thigi, and they said it was all her fault. Your city manager is the one who signed off on a black female's firing and blamed it on Thigi. Your city manager fired police chief Michael Washington and fired the assistant chief. Man, y'all better wake up. Y'all sitting back, everybody on council for real, and they all good. Man, council are sellouts. They sold out Chief Blackwell, an awesome chief. Walked him to his doom by black people on city council. You need to just start calling out names, brother. This game of politics ain't no joke. Y'all constantly sit back, oh, Brother Dre, man, no, man, don't listen to what he say. Bro, I've been telling y'all the truth. I'm the one that know the inside and outside links. They will play you to get what they want, and they got the black vote, and they got the setup. Now let's see if people gonna go down to City Hall for you, bro, like they did Iris Rowley. Let's see if they gonna stand up, and all the pastors and all the black men, everybody, man, this is wrong for J-Rod. Bet you they don't do it. I bet you they don't do it. It's Brother Dre, Curse Breakers. Make it make sense Monday. You gonna support people like that who constantly will stab you in the back. Welcome to the world of politics. I tried to tell you. It's Brother Dre, Curse Breakers 300. Make it make sense Monday. I'm the only one that's telling the truth. That's why they'll never invite me to the table, because I'm never gonna sell out. Peace, love, and happiness. I'm out of here.
Peace, love, and happiness. After I just went off on everybody. That's my bro. No, I'm just having fun with it. But okay, like I said, 2 things, 3 things could be true at the same time. He's passionate. That's my bro. I could call him right now and be like, hey, you let him have it, but here's what I agree and here's what I don't agree with. You feel me? I can do that. But I felt like this one I needed to talk about because I heard a lot of truth in there because we spoke about it. All the help that Jay gave some of these people and he turned around and didn't get reciprocated for all the shit that he was doing for people. But that's your fault, Jay. That's your fault, bro. I'm an accountability guy over here. You understand? I'm an accountability dude. Like, if somebody burned me, like, okay, Chili took my money out of the damn thing. That's my fault. It ain't Chili's fault. I opened the door, invited him in. I ran upstairs. He knew where the money was. That's my fault. I could easily be mad at bro, right? But I seen how you did other people. I know how you do people, that you'll take something. I know you'll steal somebody's bike. It's my fault that I let you in my house and gave you the opportunity to steal something from me. Most people don't look at it that way. Most people will be like, oh man, he did me wrong. He did me. No, you did yourself wrong. You opened the door for the wolf to come in and steal the hens. That's what you did. But now let me say this, because there's some people, oh, he loud. I get you, Jack. I ain't tripping on that. I hear you, Carolyn. I appreciate the name drops by Dre. I get you. Here's the thing. Here's what I don't agree with. Dre has this thing with the city manager. He don't like the city. I mean, like the city manager, he don't too much care for the politics of the city because, look, he's been a police officer for 30-some years in the city of Cincinnati, so he knows a hell of a lot more about the backroom talking than I do. Okay, I kind of deal with the surface, and he's dealing with like a few other surfaces of the onion. Okay, he know a lot more about the numbers than I know. He know about how things from the certain sides need to be, the politics of policing and all that. He understand all that, how the chief got fired and how the chief got hired and all. He know all that type of stuff. Okay, I don't really know about all that stuff. Okay, I really don't know the intricacies of it all. However, I will say this. I'm with him when he gets to the politicking. I understand what he means when he says, where are the people that you helped? Because you heard me say it first. I said it last Thursday. Oh, another thing I don't agree with Dre. I don't think he meant he's the only podcaster who tells the truth or the only one who's saying anything out loud from our point of views. I don't think he mean it like he's the only one telling the truth out here like that. But just to clear the air, Dre, you're not the only one who's been saying these type of things. I just don't go hard. I don't think that the problem with the city of Cincinnati is the city manager. I just don't think that that's what it is. Maybe in the policing division or police hiring, and I don't know. But I'm talking about the inequities and like, for instance, to blame the city manager and the city manager's office for this situation that happened with the food trucks. I'm speaking in that line. I'm not talking about how they hire and firing police chiefs. It does look like a little neglect when you have all these city officials, city hierarchies that get fired from the job and they come back and they can win a suit. It does sound like a lot of I'm gonna use a nicer word than some of these folks do. It does sound like a little. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to escape what I'm saying. I just want y'all to understand that it's not uncommon for people like the police chiefs, fire chiefs, and things like that. I haven't seen a smooth transition from a police chief in Cincinnati since I can remember. It seems like they all have gone through some type of arbitration. They all have gone through some type of effed up firing or something. I just haven't seen. Have y'all seen one just retire and just be like, get a watch and shit and just be like, it's all good, it's cool? Maybe the one that moved up to Cincinnati, he went up to UC. What was his name? Can somebody put it in the screen? Maybe. I think bro retired and kind of took a watch, and everybody loved him and shit, and it went on, and it was all gravy. He never got mixed up in anything. I think that's the only one I've ever seen. Everybody else, shit, they in the history book of some bullshit. They in the history books of this happened and that happened, and this is what was going on, and that was. I just, But if you go across the cities, of the United States, there's a lot of cities that go through this type of stuff. They fire police chiefs. They fire fire department chiefs. They fire school board, not board members, but school directors. What do they call? What do they call? What was Miss Wright? What was Miss Wright? Miss Wright was the superintendent. They fire all them out. They all end up in some type of lawsuit, some type of NDA is signed, and you never know how it end up turning out. I know they get paid. And they're not supposed to talk about it. I know that much. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is, man, it's not uncommon to see a lot of the things that you see going on in a big city like Cincinnati, ran by that certain mentality. When you have certain people that call themselves activists and they're searching for certain positions, they move. They're strategic. They move a certain way. They're politicking. They have to get in with certain circles in order to get their position. And some of you still ain't learned that lesson, but that's what it is. That's why your morale is so bad in the Cincinnati Police Department, because you got a police chief that's been put in place by a certain mentality. That police chief is thinking a certain way so he can make his $200,000 a year, and the morale on his police department is very low because basically the police chief don't have to answer to anybody but the person that's signing his check. He don't give a shit if the beat cop don't like him or not. He don't care if his lieutenants and all that old shit don't like him. He don't care nothing about all these different programs in the police department, sentinels and all that. He don't give a shit about that shit, man. Don't care nothing about that. Let him talk. That's how he feel. Let him talk. As long as she ain't talking about firing me, it's all good. And you can always tell when you got a yes man or a yes woman in place. You can always tell because they boss love them. I hate to say it like that, but that's a hard ass job to have and be loved. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me. Sorry, I lost the caller. Feel free to call back, caller. That's just me. So now, just to be honest with you guys, in that conversation that I had earlier about here's what I'm gonna say, and I could be reaching here. Linda Evans, tell me if I'm reaching here. Where my people? AK-47, tell me if I'm reaching here. Darren Carpenter, tell me if I'm reaching here. Listen, I seen how this thing played out. I'm talking about the Soul Fest thing or whatever, food truck situation. I seen how it played out. I think y'all gonna be even more upset next year. I don't think you can do what you did out loud and blame them people like that and think that you thought you wasn't in this time. I think it's over. And I think that's going to make people who already feel like it's targeted and this and this and that, and they did that to that man because of this. And it's what's crazy is I can guarantee you 95% of the vendors down there were black. Is it fair to say in the mid 90 percentile of the vendors? I ain't talking about the hotel people. I ain't talking about the people that own the brick and mortars downtown or, like Paycor Stadium. Well, the county owns the stadium. So I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that was getting the money hand over fist, the dollar exchange. It's digital now, but you know what I'm talking about. Is it fair to say that mid 90% of the vendors who capitalized on the dollar exchange this weekend were black? And you want me to believe that the same city that okayed those people to be in vending spots, I don't care if they're local or from somewhere else, they were black. I do believe that you should support local first. And I think that's why they ended up finding places for those vendors, where opening up Washington Park, opening up, because they were doing things in Washington Park that were free. Put me where the free shit is. See what I'm saying? Those are the people that got the most money. Look, I don't want to stand. This is just me strategically. Tell me, I might be wrong, but I've been doing business for quite a many years, and I used to be in a retail industry. Don't put me in the area where people didn't spend $200 for a ticket. You know what I'm saying? They then went out to dinner and had dinner before they come into the concert. These are the people that's really enjoying. They having the best time. All right. They ain't about to buy my hot dogs. They set for the day. They parked. They going in the venue. They partying. They gonna drink a little something, eat a couple little hors d'oeuvres, whatever, and they Gucci and they going home, enjoying the show. Had a great night. Go back home and they chilling. Put me in the park with the people who ain't paid nothing because they got the most money to spend. People that go to the jazz festival walking in already good. We went to the dinner. We went down to the Banks. We had dinner at such and such. We went to this. We went to that. That's how me and wifey would do it. We going, we chilling. We already full when we get in. I don't want no fucking French fries going in. I don't want that. I don't want no French fries on my suit. I don't want no mat. Shit, we had a nice meal before we got here, or we're scheduled to eat inside the venue. I'd rather be in the Washington Park and dollar they ass to death. Hot dog, dollar they ass to death. Number one, it's probably gonna be cheaper for me. I don't know what does anybody know what those vendor spots cost? Is there a range? Can anybody tell me? Like, what does it cost to get a food? If you have a food truck, I'm sure it's more expensive to get the location or to get up on the ramp up there. That's right, Linda Evans. She said people in the park getting drunk and partying, and they eating, and it ain't free. See, if they didn't spend $200 to get into the thing, and then another 50 on drinks. See, they done. They didn't spend their money on the night. No, give me the grill and some hot dogs, and I'm gonna walk up out that mug with $500-$600, maybe $1,000, $2,000. I'm charging for everything. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I see it. Because I'm probably gonna set up there for a couple $100. You put me up on the damn terrace up there at the stadium, you can't tell me that rent ain't high. I think you take Tracy Dillingham. What's up, sis? I think you're taking what I'm saying out of context. I think what she said, free. Let me read what she said. At this point in my life, I don't want to go with the freest for me. I'll gladly pay. That's not what I'm saying. You wouldn't be my customer. That's my point. Because you're going over to the steakhouse, jazz festival night, you and the husband, y'all going to eat. You feel me? Y'all going to have a good night. You're going to go drop $100, $200 on some food. And you're going to go straight to the jazz festival. And then that's where you're going to get your little things inside there. You're going to get your little tray of fruit. You're going to get your wine or whatever y'all drinking. You're going to party right there. You're probably not visiting vendors for food. You didn't pay $200-$300 for some tickets. Maybe more than that. I'll tell you, I ain't gonna even tell y'all what I paid through my ticket source, but it was right there. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to see Teddy Riley that night, and y'all know I'm a Teddy Riley fan. That was a ticket that he probably could have got an extra $500 on, but I'm cool because Lim is a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Tracy said our booth at Black Family was $3,500. That's outrageous. The hell was y'all selling drugs? That's outrageous. Where was this booth at, Tracy? Tell me more. That shit be They getting that kind. Well, let me just say this to you. I take back, ain't nobody making no money doing that shit. Because I don't even, if they getting numbers like that, if they're getting numbers like that, let's do the math. Let me do the math on that. I'm just saying, I'm not suggesting, I'm just doing math. What'd you say, 3,500? Let's just say 3,500. $3,500 times 40. Oh man, shit. Okay. Y'all do that on your calculation and see if you really want me to start talking about that. Shit. Let me go to the phone lines, man. Y'all calculate that shit on your own. You tell me if you do it on your own. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Tracy. How are you?
Trace, what's going on, Tracy? What's up, sis?
3,500 was the cheap booth rent.
Yeah.
That didn't come with any parking passes or anything like that. I think they might have thrown in 4 spots for the BFR breakfast, but they go much higher than that. And I know if you think about Taste of Cincinnati and Oktoberfest, they gotta be minimum paying $5,000 for food truck easily. I mean, they probably think about it on, and even the ones that are outside the stadium and Jazz Festival, you got to think about how much they're going to make in a whole weekend. 3,500 is a drop in the bucket compared to, and I mean, we're not even selling food or nothing. We're just giving out literature, so
you're not even, it's not even a profitable move.
Back in that moment, but we're hoping to gain some clients with our work.
Okay, so the company bought the space to be able to promote the company. They're not selling
Are you talking
anything.
about Black Family Reunion?
For whatever the one where the booth was 3,500.
Yeah, so Black Family Reunion, we're down there at Sawyer Point, and they just mark off booths. I don't know how many they have. It's no different than closing the health gap. They just section off their booths, and then you gotta buy a booth space so that you can go in and do your thing.
Okay.
But yeah, multiply that by however many. I mean,
I did
I don't know if
$3,500.
everybody pays the same, but I know.
I did. Hey Tracy, I did 3,500 times 40 vendors, and it was 140,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, if say J. Raj charged 30, I don't know what he charges. I'm just throwing it out there. It might be 1,500. He might be on the real low end for them. But if they're out there Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, however they do it, or even one day, they're gonna make that back and some if they have what people want.
Yeah, but it's like anything else. I mean, if they were out there by themselves, I'd feel real comfortable, but they're not. When you're competing against other food trucks right next to you, you could put 100,000 in that court. That don't mean everybody gonna get an equal share. It's every man or woman for themselves. So there's no guarantees that you're gonna make you'll make something probably. Just if somebody took your food and didn't like it. And you know what I'm saying, and kept on walking and went somewhere and bought something else, you still should make something. But at the same time, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know the numbers was that tall. I really didn't know the numbers was that tall on them booth rentals. And I have to, and I'm gonna stand on that position because I still don't know what they were getting for the soul, with the soul, whatever it was, the one that didn't happen. I don't know what those booth rents were. But that all being said, this is why it's important for him to be able to utilize what's already going on down there. And a lot of people didn't understand, like, well, why don't you just do it next weekend? Or why don't you do it on another weekend? Or why don't you do it in a different traffic area? Like take it outside of downtown and do it in Hyde Park that same weekend. And you say to you, and some people were making that suggestion. Like, I think, I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to piss people off that one kind of way. But some people were saying he had an opportunity to take it to like Lincoln Heights. And I'm saying to myself, okay, that's all grand. That's all gravy. But you can't take it out to Lincoln Heights the same weekend that's going on
Right.
downtown because your customer base is all downtown. That might not
Right.
be a
That
good
didn't make
move.
sense to me at
Yeah,
all. I was like,
it might
no,
not
you,
make
you
it might
can't
not
take it out of
you might not
downtown
recoup.
because nobody's there. Even if they took it uptown, everybody is downtown.
Right.
You have to be where the people are because people aren't going to travel. Out of towners aren't going to know where to go. You know, Lincoln Heights is too far. You know, it's just it wasn't going to work. It was a good suggestion, and you know that person was compassionate and wanted to help, but it just wasn't going to work.
Yeah,
They
you
weren't
got
going
to
to
go
make
where the
that kind of
customers
money.
are. You got to go where the customers are. But I think I had that same sentiment at one time, and I said, hey, why don't Jay just try to do it on a different weekend, create something of his own, still call it the Soul Fest or whatever, and just kind of make it a summertime thing on your own versus already having and I know you're not going to get as much response that you would that when the Jazz Fest is already down there and you got the Cincinnati this and the Cincinnati that and Floodgate this and all that shit is there already. And it adds value to what you're doing, your booth rent. It adds value. And I totally get that. But sometimes, hear me out, my people. Sometimes we got to create our own blast. We got to create our own
But
economic blast.
let me say this, and what you're saying is correct, right? There's no argument from me here on that.
Okay.
But when you are one person, and I'm not shitting on J. Raj, I love J. Raj, he's cool with me.
Okay.
But when you are one person in the city who has a target on their back as big as he does, he could ask for it Jazz Festival weekend, or he can ask for it Halloween weekend. You still got to go back to those same people that are throwing darts at your back and ask for permits and permission. And
But no,
what
you
are they
don't.
going to say?
No, you don't. I disagree with that, sis. As much as I love you, I'm able to disagree with you, right?
Okay.
Because look, maybe to do it the way he wants to do it or to do it the way that he sees fit, like what's best for how it's been. But when you change the event, you can change where you have it, change the weekend, change everything about it, and get your own soul, your own weekend, your own Friday, Saturday, Sunday. See what I'm saying? And
Then
make
it's
it
absolutely going to have to not be in Cincinnati because if you even don't want to do it, if you want to do it on a lot, 3CDC owns all the lots. He would have to take it to like a Lincoln Heights or a Woodlawn
okay. And
or
what's wrong with
away
that?
from Cincinnati.
And what's wrong with that? See, I made a suggestion of
There's
doing it.
nothing wrong with
Right.
it,
That's
but it
and
was
that's
just
how you
wrong for that weekend.
exactly, sis. Exactly. And I'm not saying he should run away from the situation or run away from the competition. I'm saying that what we have to learn how to do is instead of trying to hit the home run, sometimes we need base hits. Put people on base. And then when the home run
Mm-hmm.
comes, you get more runs. If everybody step up to the plate swinging for home runs, your team gonna lose. But to win a
Mm-hmm.
baseball game, you need base hitters. You need people to get on base, and then we got to move those people around the base. And what I mean by that
Right.
is, why not have something in Lincoln Heights? Why not have something in Lincoln Heights is probably the city that we should use as an example because it's the most independent Black city that we have in the area, if you want to
Yeah.
call it a city.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you're supposed to build your economic growth as a group of people.
Right.
That's where it's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
happen. That's where instead of getting $3,500 for your booth rent and you get 40 people, you only get 1,000 for your booth rent, and then you end up with 100 people
Right.
out there. You
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you got to reduce what you're trying to make in order to build where you're going, and that's just how it
Right.
goes. And when you trying to piggyback off of what the city doing, like the Andre dude said, Jeff Ruby and all the rest of them kind of have that kind of say so of how things are going. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you don't compete
But
with them.
let's put a pin right there because I just had a flash in my head.
Okay.
Lincoln Heights is cool, but now you got to deal with the Hamilton County Sheriff, and it's a different animal, same animal with a different uniform.
Maybe so.
I probably would try and take it to Woodland
Well,
or
whatever.
Forest Park even.
Okay. You know what, to be honest with you, if you really wanted to be that way, not you, but if he really wanted to be a certain kind of way, I'd have it right down on the banks over across the river though. Newport on the levee or something like that, overlooking the city.
Because guess what? Now I'm gonna put race on it. All these white folks that scared the same white folks that was talking shit on
worried about them.
WCPO, WLWT, and Fox News, they on both sides of the river.
I ain't worried
wanna
about
stay
white
black.
folks, sis. I am not. You think I am not worried? See, I don't even put them in my figuration of what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I don't figure how they gonna be, how they gonna act. I don't do none of that.
And I get that, but it was one point that Andre made when he was saying basically how Jeff Ruby basically could pick up the phone and shut it all down because people are tired of being tired. And you take it over to Newport, on the levee, on the river, wherever over there, those white folks are going to have the same attitude. Oh, now they want to bring that over here? No.
Well,
Keep it on your side
the
of the
difference
river
is this.
in your black ass neighborhood and not call it Cincinnati.
Until I hear one of them say that, I ain't gonna assume that's how they feel. And they can feel that way, but it ain't gonna stop my business. I didn't have people tell me, people tell me many a time, sis, they ain't gonna let you do that. They ain't gonna let you open up no store in no damn mall. Like, they ain't gonna let you do that. Do you know if I went in with those attitudes of people telling me what somebody ain't gonna let me do, that I would never have done anything? That's just, look, I don't let people's impressions or how they feel about me interrupt what I do or the attempts that I make. You never know. Don't you know that Covington has a black mayor? You never know how Covington accept that over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know either. But I'm just saying it's either Covington or Newport that has a black mayor. So I don't care. Them white folks must feel certain kind of way about black people over there. They voted one in. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is until we start doing things and stop putting them in the figuration of how we doing it. And I'm sorry, that's just how I've been able to do some things in life. I done been told they ain't gonna let you buy that land. I done bought land from people that I'm sure that farmland had some damn crosses on it one time in life. I'm sure I done bought some land from some people that was in the KKK. I'm sure I've done it.
The difference between you and the majority of us, Wyatt, real talk, is money is green. And that's what they see. And if you have it, you can buy it. But a lot of us can't do that. So a lot of us can't relate to your story.
Sis,
and I'm not trying to make you float in the stratosphere.
Sis, you're not.
But I just know what I see and what I heard and what I read this weekend. I'm over it. We live in a different America now.
Sis, I'm from 1335 John Street.
You're not there no more.
How you think I got out? You thought I got out because I got blessed? I didn't hit the lottery.
What I'm saying is, there are some people that still live at 1335 John Street.
Well, I get your point, but what I'm saying,
you're in a different bracket, and you know this.
Sis, yes, I do. But my point is, in order for us to get into those different brackets, you put your foot forward and you don't pay attention. You pay attention, but you don't make them a major factor in what you're trying to do. I'm not going to assume that they don't want me over there if I don't even go ask. I'm not going to assume that I can't accomplish something if I don't even try it. I'm just going to assume that it ain't going to work because of how they think or how they feel. No, that ain't how I move. And that's how we got to start teaching our kids. Our kids can't be thinking, man, I ain't going to start no damn real estate company, man, especially over in Kentucky. They don't even like black people in Kentucky. Well, let them prove to you that you're not accepted.
I get it, and I admire that about you, Wyatt, but let me use another example. When my kids knew that they wanted to do something and mom and dad was going to say no, they never came and asked. Don't waste my time with that bullshit.
I wasn't that type of kid. I wasn't that type of kid. I would go ask my mama for something that I knew she was going to say no to. Because I was always taught, even by the same mama that told me no more than she told me yes. I was always taught, you will never you'll never accomplish what you don't ask for. I mean, you'll never get what you don't ask for. And that's the whole thing in negotiations. That's probably why I've been pretty good in negotiations, because I always start for what I know I ain't gonna get, and I end up with what I need. That's just the art of negotiations. If you selling a car, let's just say, if I'm selling my car that's in the driveway and I say, well, I want 40,000 for it, but I know in my mind I'll take 30. I'm gonna ask for $40,000 for my car. And I'm gonna let people say, well, I don't have 40, but I got 38. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna let them walk themselves down to where I need to be. And if I end up getting 8,000 more than I needed, then it's gravy. But I know where I'm at with it. It's the same thing with going over to Newport or Covington. I'm gonna let the reactions tell me if I'm welcome or not. I'm not gonna assume that it won't work for me, because at the bottom line is this: Covington and Newport see that this is a big spot, a big thing for Cincinnati. They know that the Black Taste of Cincinnati or whatever we had this weekend, the Jazz Festival was bringing $100 million of tax revenue to their city. Covington and Newport see that. Matter of fact, they get a little crumbs off of it. People stay in them hotels over there. They get some of that money. I'm sure they would like to have more. So I've always been the type of person where, look, even if I go over there and they tell me, nah, we're not interested, I'll be like, okay, I'm moving on somewhere else. But I'm not going to my efforts go past me assuming how they going to do me. I can't do that. I just don't live. I don't live like that.
Maybe I just hit my head once or twice too many times, and I just, maybe that's just where my attitude comes from. But I'm just tired of going to the same type of people and hearing the same type of runaround.
Yeah,
so
you know what you need to do, sis? Because I got love for you. You know what you need to do? You need to stop listening to them people that got you listening to that shit. You need to stop listening to people that got you believing that the reason why they're not successful is because of what somebody else did to them.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when I try for myself and I go somewhere and I want something, I ain't listening to outside. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about going to the direct source and saying, hey, I want this, or I'm negotiating from that, and I keep hitting the same type of wall. That's what
we
I'm
all do,
about.
Sis. Here, you know the difference between.
Maybe I need to go to your school.
Maybe so. Come on, we got plenty of seats available. Let me tell you something, sis. The only difference between somebody that fails and that's successful is the person that's successful kept on trying. The person that failed probably stopped. I promise you, sis. I've heard way more no's than I've heard yeses. Here's the thing: you can lose 20 deals. You can hear no 100 times. It only take one yes to be able to do what you really want to do. So prepare yourself to hear no 100 times, but get ready when the yes come, know what to do with it. And here's the problem. I was told yes before I was ready for a yes before, and I messed it up. See what I'm saying? So always be prepared where if you're going to go out and get something, be ready to hear a yes. Matter of fact, assume the yes is coming, but be ready for it and be conditioned and be prepared for it. Don't sit down there. Like, for instance, if I'm opening up a food truck for the first time and I accept $3,500 rent and I go down there and I'm like, okay, they letting me get one of the hottest spots on here. I better be ready for it because now I owe $3,500 for my rent.
Right.
But see, some people are only prepared to do $3,500 worth of business. See how that don't make any sense? So what I'm saying to you is be prepared for the yes. Don't stay away from the people who listen. Don't become relatable to people that make it easy for you to quit. Because those are the ones that's always blaming somebody else for what they can't do. Jay-Z told the story of his uncle. His uncle was in the music business, he told Jay, you ain't gonna sell no million records. Jay said, I'm gonna sell 1 million records 1 million times. And it's little stuff like that. I use Jay-Z as an example because it's a common name. But I can say some names to you right now, people that I adore, that I loved, who tried to talk me from doing certain things. Matter of fact, I listened to some of them and I look back at some of the buildings that I could have purchased or some of the things that I could have been part of, and it was their negative ass attitudes and it was their defeated ass attitudes that kept me from doing what I wanted to do. It ain't their fault, it's my fault for listening to them. Not buying that building right there when I had every opportunity to do it. Nobody told me no, I couldn't get it. I might have been paying $10,000 more. But here we are 20 years later, and I wish I had that building because that little extra 10,000 wouldn't have meant nothing. But I let somebody that I looked up to talk me out of it. And we got to stop that. Damn it. We got to stop that. That was Tracy. We lost her. I'm tired of these people running up on my people talking about what we can't do and how this person stopped us. And it's you. You don't even know the relationship you don't know what bridges people burning. No, I didn't hang up on you, sis. I didn't mean to. If I did, I thought a call was coming in and I sent it to voicemail. I didn't mean to hang up on you. Feel free to call back, sis. I didn't try to hang up on you. Here's the thing. When you're listening to how somebody else can't do something, or somebody played them a certain way, pay attention. Just pay attention to what they may have done to somebody, what bridges they may have burned. in order to get where they, to get this thing where don't nobody want to help you, or, why they're going through what they're going through. Who remember, I'll use the J-Rise thing as an example. Let's say that Jay is 100% correct. Devil's advocate. Let's say that he got played. Let's say that everything he's bringing to the forefront right now is true. Let's say that the white lady over there that he put out there just dogged him, sabotaged, did all that old shit. Let's just say word for word is true. My question is, why didn't the people come help you? You mean to tell me one little girl, one woman in the city building called and stopped everything? The city sabotaged you, and you can't make one phone call and find out. You don't think that girl or whoever that woman is had the okay to say, hey, look, if y'all allow that event to happen without your proper permits, without the proper information, without the proper things, blah, 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 here's what can happen to you. You don't think the city knew that was happening? You don't think the city knew that there was not going to be a situation going on at that other parking lot, and yet you were still advertising it as if it was going to happen? You don't think the city could have probably put that on blast a long time ago, but they didn't. Tracy, I didn't mean to hang up on you on purpose, sis. A call was coming in while you were calling. You know how people call in while you calling. I thought I was sending it to voicemail. I didn't mean to hang up on you, just to let you know. There was no reason to hang up on you. You wasn't being ill or nothing. You weren't being distant. You wasn't being disrespectful or nothing. Matter of fact, I had more to say to you. But that all being said, no. So they were just going to nix-nay all that little tax dollar. For what reason? I'm not buying. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I don't think that they, and I know there's some people that don't like the city manager. I don't think this was a city manager call. I think what happened is people miss deadlines. And then what happens is when you look a certain way because you didn't handle your business, now you got to pass it up. Like, for instance, there's some of us that have been like, here's the thing. The truth is something that's very hard to tell, because the truth is about accountability. You understand? The truth is about accountability. And if you miss deadlines but yet now you're saying I didn't really miss deadlines because I didn't really need this and this and this and this and that. When you propose that new parking lot to the city, what did the city tell you? You got to show me on paper, because real business people don't make proposals. Verbal proposals are not really, that's he say, she say. I'm a businessman. I write everything down when I'm trying to relay information, because the response is more, you can't just tell me yes or no. I need a written response. It's a paper trail. That's just what it is. When I sent this parking lot over to you, what was your response to me? Yes, it'll work. Here's what you need. And you need it by this date. Got my paperwork. Got what I need. Let's make it happen. But I got my paperwork showing, hey, this is what I requested. This is what they gave me in return. I haven't seen any of that. I haven't seen anything showing. All I hear is hearsay. Like I told you, I listened to both sides. Look, I heard one side, and my opinion don't mean nothing to these people because I don't run in these circles. And there's a reason why, because when I do business with somebody, I didn't let a couple of them burn me. Okay, I didn't let a couple of them cool dudes in y'all community. Yeah, there's a couple of y'all know who I'm talking about. I didn't let a couple of them burn me because I was being generous. All right, I was just being nice. But I would never do business if I was looking for a business. If I was looking for a real return, I would have never done business with them. It was muddy. It was dirty. I know when I'm dealing with a snake. I was just being nice because it was dealing with kids and stuff like that. And the kids were going to benefit, even if I took an L. And then them the same guys that'll turn around and make you the bad guy to everybody. See, I'm used to people like that. I'm used to y'all famous, big name, celebrity, hometown celebrity ass people with the big social media. I'm used to them kind of people not doing shit right. I'm used to that. That's just me. I ain't suggesting that it's one person or another. In my dealings with some of the people in the city, I'm used to the people that y'all think got it going on not having shit. I'm used to it. You can't run game on me because I'll call you on it. And when I start putting everything on paper, then you'll know. I had one dude send me something. This is how easy it is that they think they can get over on you. I had one guy show me a roster of advertisement spots. Yeah, this is how we going to advertise the event right here, man. This is what it's going. This is your portion of the bill. This is what we going to do. This is what your sponsorship is paying. This is what your sponsorship paying for. He think I'm just not business savvy whatsoever, but I slow walk the dogs. I slow walk them. I'm just so fucking stupid, right? Okay. He don't even understand that what I'm looking at is a quote. You sent me a quote sheet because you think you dealing with just some dumbass little dude. I guess you think that I just don't know any better. You sent me a quote sheet. For those that don't know, it's just something that you go to the radio station and get and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying 200 slots. I'm having an event on July the 4th, and I want to advertise. And then they'll send you a proposal on paper, and it's a quote sheet. And it'll say, hey, you get this many spots for this amount of money, broken up on this many stations at this type of rotation of play. And here's the button. Your price is $2,500 for it. But it's a quote sheet that you sign off on if you do it, if you take it. It's not an invoice. It's not a paid receipt bill. It's a quote. And you hand it to me as if that's what my money did. I paid for that. Get the fuck out of here, yo. And these your heroes. These are the people that y'all think be having it going on. And to be honest with you, let me just say this to you. In J. Rogers' defense, these are the type of people that he run into. This is why some people don't even want to be bothered with people that, well, look, I tell you what. And I've said it to him out on, bro, whatever. I actually said something on the air a few years ago when they was having problems with this whole thing. And I was like, Jay, they cut his money from like $25,000 down to $5,000. And I was like, look, whatever you do, I'll match whatever you pay. Now, of course, he may not have took that serious. He may not even heard it. They don't listen to me. But I offered it. The problem is a lot of people be offering shit that they can't do. The difference is I could have done it. But when you live in that world of being around all these fake ass, fraud ass people who can't do what they can't deliver what they say, you get frustrated too. You'll be like, oh man, I ain't messing with dude. I ain't messing with that. Or maybe you don't have, like I told y'all, bro, there's some people that I've dealt with in the city, and y'all be like, stop lying. The difference is I got it on paper. I got a whole file of things that we've been part of. I mean, and it's a paper trail. Every fighter I've ever had a contract with, I still got a copy of the contract. Every show that I've done, I have a breakdown of the expenses, every contract for that show, every venue contract, every correspondent that I had with the Newport or Covington police or Cincinnati police, everything I keep. So please, y'all run that bullshit on somebody else when it's talking, oh man, shit, they playing us. I know what to look for. I mean, I'm sorry. You can run that on somebody that ain't done nothing but that just show up. They ain't never opened up a Kool-Aid stand, so they don't know procedure or anything. They don't know nothing. And them gonna be your loudest champions. Them gonna be your loudest fans. They just did that man like that for nothing. They don't want us to have nothing. You can have 250 vendors down there from Africans to Australians. And you'll say they don't want black people to have nothing. Let me ask y'all something. Who went to the Jazz Festival Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? Wasn't it 3 nights, 3 days, 2 days, whatever, 2 nights? How many white artists did they have on the stage? Because that's who made the big money. Shit, they had Slick Rick in town. They had Dougie Fresh. They had what's her name? Mary J. It's not out of the realms that they spent $2-3 million on artists. So miss me on they don't want us making no money. I doubt that's it. Friends and family of the Wyatt Live show. Oh, thank you, Mama Bert. She said Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's a lot of bucks in the city. You know what's funny? You know what's crazy? Let me take a sip before I say this. I'm talking to my people when I say this. My people, I think we've had a great show today, and I think we've transferred a lot of information. You may not agree with everything I'm saying, but I think enough information went on today's show where you can maybe think about some things, right? But now let me tell you what I really think, and I hate to close it this way. But my people, we different. We do some weird shit sometimes. We tend to want a lot of things that we don't really ask for. Sort of like what Tracy just was talking about. We had this attitude of what we can't get without even asking for it. Like, you didn't even get turned down and you mad. Like, get turned down first and then come up with something that don't make sense why you turn me down. But what we don't do is we don't ask for things. And then you get mad at those that ask and achieve and get what they're looking for. And you don't know how many no's they heard. But what I hear a lot is what we can't do. I don't hear a lot about what we can do. I hear a whole bunch of negative what we can't do and the reasons. There's a million reasons why we can't, and you ain't faced one of them. I ain't talking about Tracy. I'm talking about most people. But for some odd reason, we tend to, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of blowback from this, and this is especially the people that don't want you listening to me. See how he down on black folks all the time. He don't never say nothing good. He don't never say nothing positive. Well, trust me, I'm that father figure. I'm that person that tell you what you need to know, not what you want to hear. And the bottom line is this. If you don't ask, you'll never get it. And that's so sad because it'd be the loudest man in the room, loudest woman in the room talking about, you only loud when it's time to be talking about what you can't do and what you can't get, and you ain't asking for nothing. And then if you're not the one asking and somebody else is, you take their word on why they failed at it. Like, oh, they ain't gonna give none of us none of that over there, none of it. And you ain't even taking your own. You might be better than the person they said no to. This is why I don't let people bother me when they call me names or when they say things like whatever. I don't even care. Because a person that's out here trying to get it and actually getting it or putting forth the effort to get it would never call you a name. They would never act like your efforts are going point. Like there's no point in putting in the effort. They would never do that. So generally, name calling come from people that don't put effort. Name calling come from people that really don't they don't see the light of day themselves. They in a dark shadow that, they don't even understand the battle flag. They caught up in other battles. They don't know what the real battle is. So that's my time. Catch you guys on the next one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place, right here on Wyatt Live. Actually, I will not be here tomorrow. I'll be here on Wednesday. But I'll see you in the morning at 8:15. Peace and love to everybody. See you on the drive-in show tomorrow morning. Peace and love to you all.
Your construction smells of corruption. I manipulates to recreate. This air to go around saga. Gotta launder my karma. Gotta launder my karma. Two hemispheres.